560 WQAM presents The Neil Rogers Show. To talk to Neil, dial 5670560 in Dade and Broward. In other counties, call toll-free.
So I got an email from Jolly Joe Bell. Did it say, hey, a belated happy anniversary? And no, congratulations on
wireless phones. The opinions
about that jackass Greg Budell.
His guests or his callers
jackass.
do not represent those of WQAM management,
talentless
staff, or
jackass,
sponsors.
excuse me.
Now, The Neil Rogers Show on 560 WQAM. Today on TMZ.
President Obama campaigned for his economic recovery plan in Fort Myers, Florida.
Last question.
Oh, it's such a blessing to see you, Mr. President. Thank you for taking time out of your day. Oh, gracious God, thank you so much.
You're going to school. What are you studying?
I'm looking to study and majoring in communications, hopefully being a broadcaster or a disc jockey.
That's is unfortunate. What a waste of money.
Today on TMZ.
Amen to that. Don't get into this business. What?
No, that was a funny bit.
It was. Well, we saw. Don't you remember the day I had the good fortune to pot that up and we heard it right live while it was happening?
Yeah.
That goofball.
A historical moment.
That goofball, a Florida goofball, no less, from FSU or somewhere, wherever the hell he was from, Gainesville.
Of course.
Yeah, Florida idiot. I want to hear that again, just so I can hear that idiot.
Today on TMZ.
President Obama campaigned for his economic recovery plan in Fort Myers, Florida.
Last question.
Oh, it's such a blessing to see you, Mr. President. Thank you for taking time out of your day. Oh, gracious God.
Oh, brother. That is just, there were no words to describe it. Pathetic. Tragic. Even that, too. Anyway, happy Monday to you. Here we go again. What is it, March 9?
Yes. Yes.
Here's the poll from over the weekend. I said.
9.
I am.
Gay.
Neil Diamond, classic man. I said. See, there's a guy who's a legend in his own mind.
I think you're just an anti-Semite.
I never even knew he was Jewish till you told me. I'm so embarrassed.
So Frum, what are you talking
Although
about?
I'm also, David Frum. There's one. And Mort Zuckerman. There's another one. If there's one thing that just makes me want to vomit, it's right-wing Jews. Oh, God. Self-hating, right-wing sellouts like David Frum.
Yep.
Those people make me, and, of course, right-wing blacks.
How can such people exist?
Like Alan Keyes. There's a crazy person for you.
Well, there's money to be made.
The one with the bulldog daughter.
Right, there's money to be made in being a sellout.
814 votes on the poll. They're not really votes. They're whatever they are. I am a straight man, 626, 76.9%. 77 of this audience are straight men. A gay man, 56.1%. Now, we always hear that it's, they throw the number around. About 10% of the population in the U.S. is gay or bi. Well, if you add up gay man, gay woman, bi woman, we got 10.5%. How do you like that?
Uh-huh.
Now, is that just a coinkydink?
Must be.
Gay man, 50. Straight woman, 37. Well, we sure don't have a lot of women out there, I told you. Straight man who is curious, 36. Curiosity killed a cat. A bi man, 23. Someone who's scared to confront the truth, 20. A gay woman, 10. 10 dykes. A straight woman who's curious, 8. And a bi woman, 4. Somebody sent that poll. We've done that before, but not quite as astutely as that was done. That was done pretty
very detailed there.
And it was good. So that's that. Oh, no, only the fags listen to that Neil. Yeah, sure. Now, speaking of fags, Joe Bell sends me an email this morning. I'm in shaving, and my thing buzzes, and my BlackBerry, too. And I'm thinking, who the hell's emailing me at 8:15 in the morning? Joe Bell. Ho, ho, ho. Neil, an email from the real Greg Budell forwarded by the real Joe Bell. Oh, this man. How am I still alive? Encountering him was the worst moment of my life. That was the worst, the absolute worst. That was the turning point. That's when our lives went downhill. That's when our income went down. That's when our ratings went down. That's when our success, that's when our happiness level of life went down.
Well, it's a good thing ratings don't matter.
What?
It's a good thing ratings don't matter then.
Oh, that's right. Ratings don't matter. That's what Joe Bell says. That's his philosophy. And, of course, he's a good one to say that because he ain't got any. So here from Greg Budell, subject Neil. Hey, Joe, someone's been emailing him, Neil, under a Greg Budell at Gmail address. Please let him know it's not me. First of all, how would anybody know? How would he know what the address was?
Who, Greg Budell?
Yeah.
Whoever told him.
Well, how would they know what the address is? I never read that address on the air.
Okay.
You follow what I'm saying?
No. How would he know your email address?
No. How would he know that somebody's been emailing under Greg Budell at Gmail address? I've never given the address out that those come from.
You might have.
No, I did not.
Okay.
Please let him know it is not me. I've been getting bombarded with notes from listeners down there wondering what is going on. Coming down Easter weekend, maybe we can meet for breakfast or something? ? GB. Yeah, he's just sucking around. Still trying to get his foot in the door. Still just dying to replace me. Dream on, Greg, in your dreams. In your dreams. Stay there up in Alabama with a banjo on your knee, you yahoo, nose-picking, hated by everyone, goofball, talentless piece of turd. That's pathetic. Barry Jackass, this clip was from WIOD, and it's a Larry King thing. He keeps sending me links. Go away, Barry, okay? Thanks for the thing about Joe Zagacki, which I'll get to, but other than that, just go away. Fake Barry Jackass. These people who are obsessed, like I said, these radio groupies, man, they are the ones who have commandeered our email thing.
Right.
Bastards. They don't understand that not everybody who listens to the show, not everybody who even works on the show, including me, is a radio groupie. If there's anything I despise, it's radio groupies. Oh, no, we made your career. No, you didn't. Average Joe and Janes out there, people who are just ordinary people who listen to the radio, not people obsessed with anybody who ever worked on a radio, anybody who ever owned a radio, anybody who was ever in a radio station. God almighty. Let's see what this is from Yoshi Schmendrick. I couldn't vote on the poll. Okay, well, let me read the current poll then first before I get to this. 330 votes on the current poll from some listener. And by the way, Charlie B. has vanished. He not only did not wish me happy anniversary last week, he has sent no new polls. He just disappeared.
I guess
you. all your ripping on him just finally chased him away.
You bastard.
What's the worst thing a spouse/significant other has done to you? How about we add on there, never had one?
Okay, doing it now.
Never had one. There are people out there never had a spouse or a significant other. Cheated, 58. Refused to have sex, 54. Left you for somebody else, 43. Gained a lot of weight, 40. Ruined credit, 27. Became abusive sexually, verbally or physically, 22, like Chris Brown. Cheated with one of your friends or family members, 22. Refused to get a job, 18. Stole money, 16. Got addicted to drugs or alcohol, 11. Cut you off from your family, 11. Burned down the house, 7. Wrecked the cars, 5. Gave you a venereal disease. That should be an STD, but it says that's so old-fashioned, too.
Right.
Nobody says venereal disease anymore. I remember Venereal Bowman used to drive at Pompano Park, but venereal disease? Nobody says venereal disease anymore. Only 2 anyway.
VD.
Yoshi Schmendrick says, I couldn't vote on the poll. There's nothing for me to vote for. She hasn't done any of those, but I'd like to add walking out and leaving when pissed off. That pisses me the F off, says Yoshi. Neil, is there any way that maybe George can do some of these shows during the weekend or maybe even later during the weekdays? Oh, yeah, George is going to do some of the shows on the weekend on the weekdays. Yoshi, get some help. Really? Get some help. I've listened all weekend and between all AM stations. I must have heard 14 hours of boring.
Yeah.
Get a life would be my suggestion.
Get a CD player.
There's way too much Beast, Adam Cooperstein, K-Rog. All these guys do is say the same freaking thing hour after hour after hour. At least George takes some calls, rips his mom, and talks about pot. I'm not kissing his ass at all. I think he's a little boring on your show, but when George is by himself, he's pretty good. Okay, here's George.
They'll have a full
Please do something, tomorrow. Jolly Joe. Well, if you want Jolly Joe to do something, what are you sending it to me for? I'm not going to do nothing. Yoshi Schmendrick. Get out of here. No wonder she walks out on you. You're a depressing, morbid guy. God. Coming down Easter weekend, maybe we can meet for breakfast or something, Joe. Maybe Joe likes me. That's Greg Budell. By the way, Greg, Joe don't like you either. Nobody likes you. Got a dead guy.
Does he like Greg?
We got a dead guy. Alan Landers dies at 68. Winston Mann became the anti-tobacco advocate. And it's got a picture here of two dead guys, Alan Landers and Lawton Chiles. And the caption says, Alan Landers left joined Florida Governor Lawton Chiles at a news conference in 1996 to fight tobacco use. Now, what did Walker and Lawton die of? Did he die from...
Remember, he was on his treadmill. And he fell right over.
Yeah. Maybe he fell off the treadmill. Maybe that was his problem. Boy, it is stuffy in here, man. We're in that changeover part of the... Yeah. And by the way, it's 11 past 10. For those of you idiots who think it's 11 after 9 and didn't change your clocks and watches and crackberries and stuff.
You don't think they have it together by now?
No, who knows? If they're dumb enough to have missed it in the first time, they're dumb enough to do it now.
Showing up late for everything today.
Alan Landers, the handsome model who posed for Winston cigarette ads and later sued the tobacco industry over his health claims, died while undergoing treatment for throat cancer. He was 68. Landers died February 27th at his home in Lauderhill, said his niece, Robin Levine Carnes. I wonder if she was kin to Durwood Carnes, who was my program director in Albion, Michigan in 1965. Durwood Carnes. That's the guy, the old fat guy. I told you that story about him in Joycing when the news open was playing, and he was supposed to be doing the news. And he came running down the stairs. The tea room was upstairs, pulling his pants up. Went to the UPI machine and just pulled off a whole bunch of stuff and then sat down breathlessly reading crap. You know, just it was hysterical. Totally unprepared. Well, he was in there joicing, you know. Well, we'll do the Alan Landers, though. But first I thought it said Ann Landers. She's already dead, isn't she?
I don't know. I'll look it up if you want to know, if you care.
Now, what about Dear Abby? Abigail Van Buren? I think all those broads are dead. Could be wrong.
Neil Rogers.
We'll be
Well, here
first.
we go again.
Neil God.
Remember when we first met, Mo?
Yeah, them's were the salad-tossing days. Like the time you ruined my first show. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the premiere of the Mo David Show. 4 delightful hours of entertainment and information to help you get through your busy day. Actually, no, I'm just going to talk about sports here. All right, here's the scores. 7-2, 7-3. How about the Dolphins? Blah, blah, blah.
Hey, what are you doing walking through here in the middle of my show?
I was looking for the NFL concubine.
What are you thinking walking through my show? Like this in the background. What the is it with you?
That kind of language is going to get you raped.
Do you know who I am? I'm Bo David. And that's distracting, see? Having someone walk through the middle of my show? Give me a answer.
I don't understand.
What don't you understand?
I just don't know why we need another sports show. I mean, what else can you say? There's only so much to talk about, you know? Oh, and by the way, something. I ate that last piece of pizza pie in the back room there.
Oh, good for you.
Thank you. It was tasty, too.
Was my name on the box?
Yeah, it said right there. Moe's Pizza.
Get out of my studio, bub. All right, let's get this show back on track.
Can I just take a second here?
I'll give you a second. I'll give you 2 seconds. And you better use them to get the hell out of here.
I don't understand why they...
What? You don't understand what it's like working with professional broadcasters. Is that it?
Well, you call yourself a broadcaster, but you're not really a broad. Ever wonder about that?
Right. Thanks for ruining my show.
I enjoyed it.
Why, you dirty little...
And I still don't like you.
Oh, yeah? Then why you spooning me?
10:19 at 560 WQAM. So the fake Greg Budell is sending me all these pictures of himself with a bunch of different crap.
Well, that proves it.
Proves what?
Nothing?
No, the fact that he included in there that email address, that raises some real doubts in my mind, you know, as if, who knows? And who cares when you come right down to it? Do we care about Greg Budell? No. And does anybody out there, does anybody even remember freaking Greg Budell? Other than the fact that they hate him like poison? No. Hutch says, Hutch is a do-no-harm graduate. Well, that's good. That's the good part. The bad part is, subject, Facebook. Neil and George. I was just wondering if you considered starting an official Facebook page. No, I have not considered it, will not consider it, would not consider it. I have to be a crazy person to do that. Well, what's the point?
None?
Hutch says, I just joined one. Some local guys started to spread the word because I love you guys. Thanks. We've got a fake Facebook page, we got a fake Twitter page, and we've got a real MySpace page, which, quite frankly, that and 40 cents will buy about a third of a cup of coffee at Starbucks. Oh, Facebook is the rage, everybody. Well, you know what? Good luck to you. More power to you. The answer is absolutely, positively.
Absolutely.
No. No chance. You got a Facebook page?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm sure you do.
My family talked me into it. It's
For what purpose? To what ends?
To coordinate the family events with each other, but then in the meantime, I also reconnected with a lot of my old high school chums, and that's what I use it for. With all due apologies to the people that keep sending me invites, I'm only accepting people I actually know on that one. MySpace is a completely different story, though.
It's a different story, all right.
Yeah.
These are not websites. These are phases. Yep. Phases of life that people go through. Oh, everybody's got to have a MySpace page. Then, well, that's old and boring. Everybody's got to have a Facebook page. Oh, that's old and boring. Everybody's got to have a Twitter. Everybody's twittering. I'm tittering about the twittering.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm twittering about it.
Well, don't start...
Twittering?
Yeah.
Shirley Yon. Remember Shirley that brought you the $40 last week at Gulfstream?
She's a sweetie.
Poll, please add to the poll, had me arrested. I was in jail for 3 weeks till I realized he locked up his paycheck. How do you like that?
I'm adding it.
He had her arrested. She was in jail for 3 weeks. Shirley Yon. And this is the lady that brought you the $40. She's everybody's paycheck, I guess.
Apparently.
She's the money lady.
She's money bags.
He had her arrested. Wonder what he had her arrested for.
I don't know.
Not our business, of course.
Right.
You want to put that on there?
I just did.
Did you really?
I did.
In all due respect to Shirley, because she brought you the $40. George is hoping next time he goes out to Gulfstream, Shirley will come back with $80.
And I won't have her arrested either.
Unless he brings at least $80. 362 votes on this poll, and look at that. Cheated, 61. Refused to have sex, 58. Worst thing a spouse or significant other refused to have sex. I'm thinking in some cases maybe that's the best thing they did.
You're right. In some cases.
Yeah, in some cases, right. Anyway, getting back to Alan Landers, he's still dead.
Yes.
I never heard of him, but I know who he was.
And so is Ann.
Ann is also dead, and what about dear Abby?
I'll check.
Abigail Van Buren?
Her sister?
Yeah, she was her Jewish sister, as opposed to her Goyish sister. She's so Goyish and boyish. Alan Landers started smoking as a child and wrote on his website that he was required to smoke on the sets for ads, posing for billboards and magazine ads as the self-proclaimed Winston man. Winston tastes good like a cigarette should. Those of you punks out there that aren't old enough to remember when we used to have all that cigarette, that faggot advertising on TV, Salem, Marlboro, the Marlboro man. Newports. I used to smoke Newports when I was in college.
Then what happened?
A real...
Yay.
Well, if I was going to be in this business, I had to stop because they irritated the hell out of my throat. I guess it was probably a good thing that I stopped. I'd probably be dead. I used to smoke 3 packs a day.
Wow. Yeah, you'd be dead.
Yeah. And then I was smoking those Danneman Light cigars, those great little cigars, and then you told me that they had, like, paper in the tobacco.
They have a paper wrapper. It says right on there.
Well, who reads the wrapper before they light up a stogie?
Right, well,
I wonder if Stan read the wrapper before he lit up his stogies. He's still alive. He's been chain smoking stogies for years. My good friend Alan Finkelson from Pompano Park used to chain smoke stogies, and he's dead. They'll kill you. During his heyday as a model in the 60s and 70s, Landers said he didn't know he was glamorizing a fatal habit. Later in life, Landers became an outspoken critic of the tobacco industry and eventually brought his fight into the court system. I helped save lives, he told the Sun-Sentinel shortly before his death. I told the truth. Eventually, smoking will kill you. It's slow, but it'll kill you. It'll kill you. Chesterfield. I'd walk a mile for a camel. That's what the Saudis say. I'd walk a mile with a camel. Okay. Pell Mell. You're going to smell if you smoke Pell Mell. I'm trying to think of the fat old TV announcer, Frank, what that was his name? He used to do the Pell Mell ads. big, fat, old, I'm sure he's dead by now, Frank something or other. Big, fat guy. Used to chain smoke pell-mell. Florida attorney Norwood Woody Wilner sued four of the nation's top cigarette makers on Landers' behalf in December 95. His individual case was scheduled to go to trial in April, said one of Landers' attorneys, Tim Howard. April of this year. Well, too bad he won't be here to participate. A message left with a spokesperson for R.J. Reynolds Tobacco, which makes Winston cigarettes, was not immediately returned. Landers, whose legal name was Alan Levine, was born in Brooklyn, November 30th, 1940, something that's chopped off. He moved with his family to Florida as a youth, and now he's dead. That's what moving to Florida will do. Eventually you're going to croak. After serving in the Army, Landers returned to New York, became a model. Wow. He later took acting classes and hard-bit roles in movies, including Woody Allen's Annie Hall. He was diagnosed with lung cancer in 1987, had 2 cancerous lobes removed from his right lung. In 1993, doctors found cancer in his left lung. An emphysema diagnosis followed. Boy, not good things. In 1996, he began having chest pains at a Senate hearing on smoking. He said,
I'm dying over here.
Landers then underwent a double bypass operation, repaired 2 blocked arteries. He's survived by brother, nieces, and nephews. He wasn't in good shape, and now he's dead. Alan Landers.
And Dear Abby is not, so it would seem.
Dear Abby is not. Abigail Van Buren still alive?
I can find nothing on her death, just lots of
Well, I'll
birthdays.
be damned.
So, unless somebody can...
Now, what was her real name? Was her name Levine also?
Abigail Van Buren.
No, her name was not Van Buren.
Okay.
That was not her name. She was Ann Landers' sister.
I understand that.
And they were both Jewish, so how could her name have been Van Buren? I mean, Martin Van Buren, that might have been his real name, our 8th president.
Pauline Esther Friedman.
Uh-huh. See, there you go. Friedman. Just like Van Buren.
Neil, God.
Thank you. I have a prepared statement. I, Brett Favre, am retiring from football. Again. This time, I mean it. I'm out of here. I'm never coming back to the NFL. Ever again. This retirement is permanent. Unless, of course, some other suck-ass team is going to pay me $20 million to not get to the Super Bowl. You listening, Detroit Lions? Hey, anybody got a Vicodin? I left mine in my other jacket. Retire.
10:32 at 560 WQAM. Happy Monday to you. Hope we had a wonderful weekend. Why do people say such trite crap like that, you know?
To be trite.
Oh, well, I mean, it would be nice if everybody had a wonderful weekend. Some people probably didn't. Some people probably, their weekend, like Brett would say, sucked ass. Did you hear what he said? He said sucked ass.
I see.
You better call up Joyce right away and see if we can get away with saying that. Speaking of ass and Joyce.
And clowns.
Brandon says, Dear Abby, is Pauline Phillips 80 and still alive? She married a goy.
Okay.
And her daughter, Jean Phillips, is the current Dear Abby. Well, Phillips, I don't know. I don't know too many Jews named Phillips. Remember Phil Phillips in Sea of Love?
Yeah.
Don't start looking for it in there now. I'm not asking you to play it. I'm just asking you, remember Phil Phillips? That was a medley of his hit. He was a one-hit wonder, I do believe. Phil Phillips.
Mm-hmm.
Never seen him.
I'm looking.
Now, that song is on the Bowser Time Life Great Puking Hits, but they don't show him. So I don't know, was he white? Was he black? Was he like in between? Was he like, what?
The only thing I have.
What?
In the library.
Yeah, the medley of his smash. He was a one-hit wonder. I'm smelling it. Good song, too. And then, of course, the Honey Drippers or a bunch of other goyim.
That's it.
Copied it.
Black man.
Boom, 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 boom. Who's the black man?
Since you asked.
How do you know that?
I just looked him up.
And it says he was a black man? That sounds like a racial thing to me.
No, I looked up his picture.
Oh, I see. Was he ugly?
You would think so.
Okay, that's enough. Boom, 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 boom. They don't do that anymore. That's the reason music today sucks. They don't do boom, boom, boom. They don't do that crap, you know? Let's bring back what's his name with that with all that crap that he used to play. No, not Bowser. You want Bowser? I got your Bowser right here. Oh, I better turn that thing on now. What? Here's Bowser. No, that ain't Bowser. He's on here, though. Come on, Bowser. How come I don't hear nothing?
In a row that I just can't say thanks enough. Welcome back. We're on a musical journey through the 50s.
Oh, it was my favorite decade. We finally had our own music and our own love songs. Rock and roll love songs.
Each time we have... Yeah, it's pretty easy to do talk-ups when they lay the track over. You know what I'm saying? When they do it, anybody can do that. You follow what I'm saying? Bowser. I was thinking about him over the weekend, about him and the guy with the eyes. Same person. Same person, I'm smelling you. And then that guy at Woodbine, that tall, goofy-looking, he looks just like the guy with the eyes. Too? Yeah, I'm smelling him. It's not a pretty aroma. Oh, some of the people, there was a guy, I don't even want to go into it. Can't people smell themselves when they haven't, bathed in 2 days and they're wearing the same clothes that it smells like they slept in them? Oh, there was this big, fat, nasty guy sat down next to me. Thank God he lost real fast. I was thinking, I hope you have a bad machine, man, and he did, at least for the time he was sitting there. Oh, Jesus. And I'm, what are you going to do? And I'm, tilting my head off to the side, off to the side away from him, oh, jeez, please leave, mister. Please, you stink. I think of all the things, if we're ugly like us, we can't help it, that we are what we are. Right. We're fat, we can do something about it, but it's not easy. But you can control how you smell.
Yep.
And that's why my motto in life is, if you can't look good, at least smell good.
Good plan.
Yeah. If you can't look good, at least smell good. Don't smell like Schmidt. Don't smell like crap. Speaking of crap, Stormy is back again. Stormcat's going to be a regular emailer now, I guess. Just go away, Stormy. Remember Stormy by the Classics 4? Dennis Yost. Didn't he just die, Dennis Yost? I think he did. Classics 4. They were pretty good. Not great, but they were, There it is. Is that Stormy?
Yes, it is.
I'll be damned.
Want to see here? You were the sunshine, baby. I don't always have the year, but sometimes...
You don't have what?
Sometimes the year is listed, sometimes it isn't. When I
66.
68.
68. Well, I was close. I was in the ballpark. I was within 100 years. Stormcat says, you said on Friday my calls are boring. That's right, they are. Not only boring, they're show killers. You are a killer. You're a murderer, a butcher. You ought to be on death row, Stormy. I hope you're listening this morning. No, I did not, because I was on point. I'm going to tell you one more time, don't be messing with me, man. I call Joe every day, and I can tell I'm a big part of that show. Yeah, that's why the numbers are in the tank. So thanks a lot. I'm extending a friendly handshake to you. Hope we never mention each other again. Joe is stirring the pot. I don't want to be nasty or anything. Just leave alone and there'll be no problem, okay? Storm. No, screw you. Screw you. Your calls are butcherous. They're just torture. Torture. And the fact that Joe tolerates you indicates that he just, like George says, Joe doesn't care. He doesn't give a crap. Nope. He'll put anybody on. Anybody will kill someone. You know what? In this market, I don't blame him. I'm your friend. He would probably even put him on.
Sure.
I'm your friend. I'm your sports friend.
Yeah. For the poll, Walt says, this is probably not a poll candidate, as I hope this doesn't happen often. My ex-significant other had a penchant for attempting to run me over after screaming at me to exit her car. She never got me as her aim wasn't that good and I was rather nimble. After the third repeat occurrence, I figured she was serious and her aim was improving. I moved on. Those crazy ones are great for sex, but they have their own downside. Ain't worth the risk, says WB. How do you like that? She kept trying to run him over. Had bad aim.
You want to add that? Tried to kill him?
Maybe he had bad aim. Maybe that was part of the problem. Who knows? Who knows? All these relationships, man, are not good. I mean, there's some that are good. Maybe one or two. Not yours.
Sorry, I was busy typing. What'd you say?
No, I bet you were. Gene from Sebring says, how about passed away? That's probably the worst thing can happen to me. His significant other she passed away. Well, I'm sorry, Gene. Gene always, up until now, seemed like such an upbeat, good emailer and faxer and whatever. But now his significant other died. She died. Well, I mean, it makes it sound like she did on purpose.
She died?
We're very sorry, but that's not what we're going for,
No. That's not what we're looking for. We're looking for things that people did, like Aptulachas, out of spite. Right?
Right.
Out of spite. There are a lot of spiteful people out there. And, of course, there's three sides to every story. Everybody's got their own version of it. Right?
Right.
I see some of these couples at Woodbine. I think, oh, my God, those people actually are like sleeping in the same building, much less in the same bed. Oh, good golly, Miss Molly. Can't they smell each other? I mean, maybe that's a turn-on for some people. Stink. You know, love stinks?
Yeah, it does.
Ooh. Maybe that's why Mitch Ween threw up on his wedding night to Cheryl.
Hi, Luis Miguel. Play it, baby.
And now, in honor of Black History Month, a profile from an African American.
This goes to the whitest black man in America. This year's award goes to Tiger Woods. He is consistently saying that he is not black. He is married to a white woman. Well, it's a hot-ass Swedish model, so good for him. And he plays golf. Now, if that ain't white, I don't know what is. I know. His father's half black, quarter Chinese, quarter Native American, and his mother's half Thai, quarter Chinese, and quarter Dutch, which means that Tiger Woods is 100% up.
That was a Black History Month profile from an African American.
Oh, you can't talk that way about Tiger. How about Tiger? This thing with golf, man, if there's one thing that I'll just never for the life of me understand, these people obsessed with, I mean, NASCAR is bad enough. I don't understand that, other than the crash factor, you know? But golf, there are no crashes in golf.
No.
There's no excitement. There's nothing. Oh, you ain't seen Tiger drain a 35-foot putt.
Oh, my God.
Drain this. Go drain the lizard. God. By the way, Barry Jackass, you're really getting on my nerves, okay? Why don't you elope with Larry King, okay? You can snap each other's suspenders. You can eat each other's deli sandwiches. God. What was that place that Larry used to plug all the time in D.C.? Duke Zebert's. Duke Zebert's, that's the one. Very good memory. Good. Duke Zebert.
Had to board up that crap.
Did you really?
Oh, yeah. For like a year.
Now, what are you talking about? Larry's overnight show?
That's the one.
Oh, my God. That thing was...
Are you kidding me?
Then they tried him in the daytime and on Mutual. And, we don't want Larry. We got real programming on the daytime. We don't want to put that crap on. And then Ed Little. Ed Little was obsessed. That's the one who got him on Mutual overnight. Ed Little is responsible for Larry King all those millions of dollars. I wonder if Larry ever paid Ed Little any money. I doubt it. Mr. Radio is here, who's an idiot, a total imbecile, simpleton, a lifeless goon. Neil, I take exception to your rants about radio groupies. No, you're the epitome of it, Mr. Radio. You're why everybody hates radio groupies. People like you who have no lives at all. In the late 70s and early 80s, you were a radio groupie. No, I was not. You would talk about every other radio personality in the market. Well, there was a time and a place. That was radio shtick. It was shocking and compelling radio. Shocking and compelling radio. How do you like that? Not as shocking as when Stormy calls in on the Joe Rose show, but close. You think it might have been close?
No.
I only found out about Bob Lassiter, Alice Rantel, Steve Kane, and many others because of your show. When did you stop loving radio? Oh, when Joe Bell came to town. Before Lassiter died, he wrote you a letter. In the letter, he referenced the falling out you had. What did he say that pissed you off so bad? I don't know. I don't remember, and he never told me. And what's it to you? And what is something about the Camilla's House campaign on your lifestyle? Do you understand that sentence?
No.
What is something about... I don't understand. It's chopped off, but even so, it makes no sense. Bob and many others were inspired and compelled by you. A lot of compelling going on here. Compelled. The Spirit of Christ compelled him. You could have been the dean of Miami Radio today, but you choose to distance yourself from the others. This has been a factor in the demise of Talk Radio Miami. What could have been, Neil? What could have been? What could have been what? I'll distance myself from what others? From Mr. Ego? Well, what is he talking about? From Jimmy Syphilis? Oh, this is a sad, sad creature. You just mentioned that on Friday. Creature Features. He should have been on it. Creature Feature. With Arthur Treacher. Those fish and chips. I bet you that place is out of business long since, isn't it? Arthur Treacher's Fish and Chips?
They've been absorbed by Miami Subs.
Are you serial?
Right. Kenny Rogers Roasters, Arthur Treacher's Fish and Chips. I forget what else is in there. Baskin Robbins, I think they crammed in there.
So they all consolidated.
Right.
Yeah, that seems to be the deal. Here we got Taco Smell and Tim Hortons together in one or two joints. Brandon gives a little short bio on the sisters, the Schwesters. The daughters of Russian Jewish immigrants, the twins attended a Central High School. Central High School in Sioux City. Oh, my God. Sioux City. And then went down to study at Morningside College. Can you imagine being Jewish in Sioux City, Iowa? Holy cow. They were very close, had a joint wedding ceremony in 1939 at the age of 21. The story of Dear Abby is an acknowledged phenomenon of latter-day journalism. It began in January 1956 when Pauline Friedman Phillips, a 37-year-old newcomer to San Francisco area, phoned the editor of the San Francisco Chronicle, told him she could write a better advice column than the one she'd been reading in the newspaper. He hired her, and the rest, as they say, is history. Isn't that what they say?
Yeah.
The rest is history. Dear Abby, she's still alive, and the sister Dan Lander, she's dead. What was the name again?
Which one?
Pauline Friedman Phillips.
Right.
Don't sound like Dear Abby to me. Where did that Abigail Van Buren come from? Boy, one thing I hate is those made-up names. I can't stand them. Jesus Christ. Abigail Van Buren. Her real name is Rosaline Schwartz, and her stage name is Jaime Schmidt.
Yeah.
David says, hey, it's David from Flossmoor, Illinois. Flossmoor. I was just in West Palm Beach for a couple of days. Excited I didn't have to listen to you on the Internet. I actually listened to you in the car. Man alive, you're not kidding. I couldn't hear you at all. WQM should be embarrassed how awful the frequency is. Not how awful the frequency is, how awful the signal is. It blows.
How about now? You hear me better, David?
Anyways, keep up the good work. I love the horse racing stuff. Keep it up, George. You demand as well. And Josh Friedman sucks, says David.
Where'd that come from?
I know, it's a non sequitur, but
I know. I thought you might have made it up.
I did not make it up.
Wow.
Oh, I never finished the thing about Alan Landers. That's okay. Nobody knows who that is anymore.
No.
Oh, wait till I get to my letter to the editor.
Your
Great
editor?
football program deserves better radio announcers from Ben Brislawn.
Oh.
About Joe Zagacki. Basically what he says is...
Joe Zagacki sucks, okay?
But it goes on at great length and well-deserved to be read on this show, and it will be. That's from the fake Barry Jackass. Thanks for that, Barry. As far as Larry King, get over your obsession, okay? It's not compelling. Compelling radio. Mr. Radio, and he needs a lobotomy. He needs to have the radio groupieism removed from whatever's left of his brain. You know who he reminds me of? Woody.
Who? Oh.
You know Woody?
Oh, yeah.
Not Woody Graber, Chronic Woody, another one of the horrendous callers, one of the worst of all time. One of the all-time worst, one of the most obnoxious subhuman. And people keep, you call all these names. Well, you know what? It's true. This business is a maggot magnet. Am I right?
Oh, yeah. No question.
Talk radio is a maggot magnet. It attracts... I'm not saying that, all the people listen are maggots. Some.
No, but it just
attracts
to make all those
annoying.
who are.
The guy with the eyes, the guy with the fanny pack. That one. That one, yeah. Mr. Radio. Stormcat. That was up 16.5 points. I don't know how long I'm going to leave this poll on here. You like this poll? I guess it's okay.
It's fine.
It's an outlet for people who hate their spouse, past and current and future and whatever. It's an outlet. A lot of that going on, George, is what I hear.
That's what I hear.
I don't know why gays want to get married. It's not working out too well for straights.
Stop.
Not working out too well for the heteros. 50% divorce rate, murders, all kinds of stuff.
Over 50%.
You know the shows I really enjoy, although they show them over and over again? MSNBC on the weekend, they show those crime stories, Those true crime stories and trials and stuff. You know what I'm talking about?
Yep. Like on
you ever watch any of those?
The wife likes them, so every once in a while I'll watch them.
Yeah, they're pretty good. I mean, after you've seen it the 500th time and you know the verdict in the trial is going to be whatever, and they have like the BTK killer. I guess you had to be out west to know about that. Either that or I must have slept through that. Did you know about him? That thing was on again a few days ago.
Yeah, I had heard stuff, but not like a lot.
No, he was like Son of Sam or like that, or Ted Bundy.
No.
The BTK. Every time I hear that, it sounds like something at Burger King. Doesn't it?
Yep.
What is that sandwich they got that sounds like that? The BK...
Yeah, the BKT or something. Now I'm going to have to look that up.
Get out of here, BKT, my ass.
BKK? I don't know. The BK broiler or something.
The BKT. Oh, the B says, maybe it's the fact I have a Mac, but the stream just crashed for me. I am the beast. Well, let me take a look and see if the stream... Not for you, not for us, not for everybody else. Oh... Oh, Lou from Coral Gables, if you think I'm reading this crap, you're dreaming. It's a shot. Not a shot at us personally, but a shot at something. I'll tell you about it someday.
Okay.
If I live long enough. Oh, and by the way, maybe I'll be here tomorrow, maybe I won't.
Okay. When will we know?
Later in the day.
Okay.
I'll text you.
Fine.
Because I don't want to take a day off and then find out that I'm going to go waste my time doing something that I have to, like, make an appointment to do. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You think I have to make an appointment to do that thing?
I don't know.
I don't either. I'll find out.
Ask. Right.
Oh, Jerry. Oh, it's poll time. Poll, whatever he says. Stop. Stop, Jerry. Don't stop sending the polls. Just stop being chronic. Gene from Sebring says, you're right about having been an inappropriate poll recommendation. I should have thought before I emailed. I'm feeling sorry for myself today. Apologies. Well, we feel sorry for you too, Gene. If we could bring your lovely wife back, we would. Here's the fake babblaster. Do you know Anthony Caliendo?
Not personally.
That name sounds familiar. Wasn't that from some
car dealer or something?
Yeah. From the dead babblaster. Do I know Anthony Caliendo? And what's it to you?
Oh, Neil. This is the Neil Rogers Show. This is your brain. Any questions?
Real American A-hole.
Real American A-holes.
We salute you, Mr. I spend my weekends judging toddler beauty pageants guy.
Mr. I spend my weekends judging toddler beauty pageants guy.
There's a special place in hell for people like you. And it's right next to the actual parents of the little Botox bloated brats you judge.
I'm too sexy for my diaper.
The guys at the office have box seats for the big game. But you respectfully decline due to your previous commitment at the local mall Sunday at noon in front of Build-A-Bear.
All contestants must arrive 1 hour prior.
Interesting that you've chosen this particular line of work. After all, you have no children of your own and still live with Mother.
Ellie, bring me my tea.
Obviously, it takes a special talent and a keen eye to discover the next John Bonet. And let's be frank, how else are you going to occupy your time until the FBI returns your computer? So we salute you, Mr. I spend my weekends judging toddler beauty pageants guy, your curious odor, your recently deleted Facebook page, and your aliases. You are a real American a-hole.
Absolutely.
Anthony Caliendo was the main man. He was the mortgage guy, don't you remember?
That's right.
There you go. I remembered it, and then I Googled it, and I was right. And I thought to myself, God, what a memory. But now it's up less than $2. 1.91. Wesley, who's gone from a good emailer to a real idiot. Wesley in Lakeland, remember? He used to be, when we started doing this, he used to be pretty good. He occasionally had something to say. Now he's just like that. There's nothing worse than people who aren't funny trying to be funny.
Oh, by the way, speaking of emails, I got a copy of that email also, and I forwarded it along.
Which one?
The one that we're not going to talk about.
Oh, yeah.
So there.
Did it name the specific place? I didn't read that much of it.
It's fine. I forwarded it along to people who will need to know that. Right.
Look into it. Good. Right. Okay, fine. But you can see why I'm not going to read it on the air.
Absolutely.
No chance.
Absolutely.
What did you say?
About 30, man.
Absolutely.
Wesley says, is it true that WQAM is going to put its signal on an HD radio frequency on FM? That should give you 2 more listeners. Hey, how come you don't ever email me back? If you did, I promise I'd read it to my listeners. Wesley and Lakeland. Desperately trying to be a comedian. Not funny. Gone from a good emailer to a jackass. To a... So much of that out there. Here's one from John Young, fake listener. That's what it says. Subject, papper. Not paper, papper. Must you really print all your emails? Part of the beauty of email is saving paper. Or is that papper? Get over yourself. Save tree. Read off your computer monitor. Go ahead. Keep whining. Sincerely, Kate Listener. Yeah, go ahead. Every time I get to the elevator and there's somebody else waiting to get on there, me being Mr. Polite Torontonian now, I say, and didn't, you just used to say it, but now I say, go ahead. And I'm thinking about that dropping, you know. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Very captivating. Captivating, like Mr. Radio would say. Compelling. You know, this is a guy who's living in a different time. I mean, that was an era when we had 4 stations doing talk, and there was a whole different bunch of... There's nobody doing talk radio anymore. It's all sports talk. It's all, give me the ball, give me the ball, how about them fish? Yeah, all that crap. God. People like Stormy calling in. That's what it's degenerated into now. Talk about degenerate. Brian, the fake Prime Minister of New Zealand, says, the worst thing my significant other ever did was marry me. Marriage is strictly for white masochists and perhaps just for Goyim. Anyway, I guess for the poll, the suggestion could read, became my significant other in the first place, but that would be your winner right there. By the way, I don't agree with George on much, but he's dead on about the brilliance of the Flight of the Conchords. Show is hysterical. Anyone who doesn't agree can go Garfunkel himself. Loving your show in Kiwi Land, Brian, the Prime Minister of New Zealand. Right.
Cute.
Real cute. Not as cute as West Sea and Lakeland, but almost.
And they're right on what he said.
They're spot on?
About marriage.
Dow is down 10 points. Oh. Here's a joke. Father walks into a restaurant. Yeah, okay. That's the end of that. Neil, Abby, Pauline is still alive. I don't know whether they hit her with 5 shots. Her daughter has done the com for about 10 years and legally took over the name Abigail Van Buren. So Dear Abby is kind of like Santa Claus. You know, there's not only just one that goes from one to the next one to, you know, like that. Like Santa Claus. George is correct. Lawton Charles was on his exercise bike.
Careful.
Buck. And keeled over. Turned out he had an enlarged heart. Wouldn't you think the governor's doctor would have known that? Who became governor for 37 days? Buddy McKay. Oy vey, it's Buddy McKay. Why do you think they call it goober anyway? That's one of Chicken X's greatest lines of all time. Why do you think they call it goober? Notorial.
Art.
Buddy McKay. Okay, here's this thing. Letter to the editor. Great football program deserves better radio announcers. This is written by a guy by the name of Ben Brislon. Was sent to me by the fake Barry Jackass. Most people can agree that Hurricane Athletics is second to none. Well, sure. That badminton team is kicking ass. The list reads like a resume. 5 national football championships, 4 baseball national championships, and countless other awards in sports. However, there's one award UM will never hold for a long time. That's the award for college broadcasters. In fact, I'm more than willing to say that UM has the worst broadcasters among all Division I schools. Therefore, I believe that Joe Zagacki should hit the unemployment line. What they're trying to say is...
Joe Zagacki sucks, okay?
Okay. Zagacki is affectionately known to his few, and I do use the word few loosely, fans, as Joe, and is the main play-by-play voice for football, basketball, and the occasional baseball game. Listening to Zagacki call a game is like nails against the blackboard. There are times when I've avoided listening to Hurricane games on radio because of Zagacki. His voice is so monotone, and when he tries to yell, he sounds like a person needs to use a mechanical larynx because he lost his original one due to smoking. Boy, a little bit over the top here. Not inaccurate, though. I would say...
Oh, my! Oh, my!
Zagacki's voice is so bad it's gotten him major notoriety from such radio personalities as Dan LeBastard and WQAM veteran Neil Rogers.
Oh, my! Oh, my!
There's no requirement of being friendly in this line of work, and Zagacki makes sure that he does not fit the bill. As one former co-worker of Zagacki told me, Joe is a cold person because he's constantly looking over his shoulder, thinking someone will take his job. Sounds like Mifo. I thought he was the one who was always looking over his shoulder. Oh, Rimmer wants my job. Oh, jeez. Zagacki's unprofessional conduct also has gotten him into trouble when he confronted WVOM announcers after a baseball game last May. Oh, we didn't hear about that, did you?
Nope.
He confronted WVUM announcers after a baseball game last May. Wow. My question is, whose ass is Zagacki kissing to keep his job as voice of one of the proudest universities in the country? proudest universities my ass. You crazy person or what? I was surprised to not find one person who said they enjoyed listening to a Zagacki-led broadcast. Someone even farther saying they would rather listen to WVUM instead of Zagacki. W News time is 3:22. It's Mike Rosenthal with the news. There are several candidates out there who I think would be more qualified to be the new voice of the Hurricanes to bring credibility and class back to the broadcast booth. One option should be Dave Lamont, the morning host of 610 WIOD, former, as well as the play-by-play guy for some of ABC's college football games. Jeremy Marks Peltz would also be a good choice. Marks Peltz graduated from UM 2005, has an excellent reputation in the UM community. Well, great. There are many other options out there, but both Lamont and Marks Peltz are wins in my book. In the meantime, Zagacki should probably line up for a job at Don Bailey Carpets with that other stooge who thinks he's an analyst. Brian Brislawn, Miami. BSC. Oh, wait. What does that mean, BSC?
I don't know. I'm not going to guess either.
Well, why not?
Because everything that I would guess we'd have to dump.
BSC?
Oh, BSC?
Bullshit, captain?
Oh, okay. That too.
I'm saving that one. I'm putting it on the bottom of my pile right here, saving it. Maybe I'll read it every hour on the hour. Why is Joe Zagacki there? Because the people at UM, it's not a profession, that whole thing. It's a fraternity. It's a bunch of blue-nosed a-holes who make those decisions. What?
It's a fraternity, right? Like some of us have been saying for a while.
Is it really? Kind of like QAM? Kind of like the whole sports nerd fraternity?
All the same frat, yep.
All these guys kiss each other's ass. Kissy, 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 kissy. That's why people like that jerk on Monday Night Football. What the hell's his name? Tony, whatever his name is. Even the Humper told me how disappointed he was at how bad the guy is on those telecasts. He told me that right to my face at dinner at Woodbine. I'm so sorry that, the one chance I see the Humper, maybe I'll never see him again, and I wind up having dinner with him at Woodbine, at the Willows, the worst swill, that buffet. Oh, to puke from. Although he refrained from the desserts. I didn't. I went ahead and I ate right in front of him. Because that's the only good part of the meal is the desserts. Was that bad of me to do that?
Nah.
I mean, I figure what could little dessert hurt? I mean, he was huge, humongous. Love you, Hank. Lose an ounce or two. Okay, please. You looked bad. You looked just gigantic. A pupik from hell. I mean, just a giant pupik. Looked like he was the octopop. Yeah, the octopop. He was about to pop 8 kids out of there. Out of that gigantic... Yeah. You think I'm kidding, man. When I gave him a hug, it was like... Really? It was like a meeting of flesh, the likes of which it would be like Josh Friedman.
Oh, boy. Zach
Krantz and the Beast all getting into like a circle fat.
Oh, jeez.
So I don't know what the Beast problem is because the streaming apparently is up. It's green all the way around, no dropouts. Here's one that says, isn't Joe Zagacki's "Oh My" from the cockpit voice recorder the plane that nosedived into the house in Miramar? That's in very bad taste.
Yeah, it is.
Isn't it? Extremely poor taste, so I won't read it more than 2 or 3 times again. Bad taste.
Neil Rogers.
Not funny.
Here we go again. On South
Idiot.
Florida.
Show me yours, I'll show you mine. This is Rush Limbaugh, servant of humanity, talk show host, hemorrhoid sufferer. Folks at over 300 pounds, I know the agony of this kind of dilemma. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here to tell you there's help. With new Preparation Rush and my Rush to Excellence suppositories. Now you can end the pain and itching of hemorrhoidal tissue. Just look for my picture on the box of suppositories and the applicator tube. Another fine product from OIB, the Obesity in Broadcasting Network.
Applicator what?
Tube.
Oh. 11:17 at 560 WQAM. Haven't talked about that schedule for today, and pretty good reason, too, I guess.
Why?
We got the big 2 to 4. What?
Huh?
Mad Dog, Jim Mandich, 4 to 7. Dolphin tonight, 7 o'clock. At that point, every radio in the world finds another home. And then 8 to 11, we got DA. So when's the other shoe going to drop?
About
2 to 4, about DA, about stuff that's going to go on here.
What are you all worried about?
I'm not worried. Did I say I was worried? You're starting to get like some of these emailers.
Oh,
what are you worried about?
That's what you
I
tell
didn't say
me
I'm
every
worried.
time I mention something.
What?
Huh? It's not going to make
what?
a difference. is my point.
You're so freaking negative.
I'm positive. It's not going to make a difference.
Are you positive?
I'm positive.
Absolutely.
Positively?
Yeah.
Oh. I thought maybe we'd bring Jerks back or something exciting. He can get back in that tram that goes across and back and forth across the street.
Belt, yeah.
Coming at you.
Yeah. They never hired him over there, did they? They never. I guess they put him on a couple of times. They thought, oh, geez, burn me once, shame on the world. Can't get fooled again. Dow is down 14 points. Oh, boy. Adam Oshmuck. Oh, boy.
You all right?
No, I just died.
Okay. Do you need the...
No, I just got some, phlegm or something. Just relax. You are the one that's uptight today. Just calm down. Jesus God. You're like on the edge of a nervous breakdown.
That's it.
Isn't that what he sounds like?
I'm over the edge.
Yes. Adam Oshmuck over there in Kitchener-Waterloo says, regard to the Schlotz. Yeah, I've got some phlegm. Working its way up. Oh, or down, or in. Neil, I've always wondered how long it takes to know if you have a bad machine. You take this 2 spins, and then if it's crap, you move on? Yeah, take 2 spins, and then move on. What a... Jesus God, what a putz. Or do you watch what other people are doing or what? Yeah, my best suggestion to you is stay away, Adam. Don't go anywhere near a Schlott machine, man. I want to learn how not to lose my ass. I just gave you the answer to that. Don't go. Right?
Right. By the way, something.
Yes.
That thing on Thursday that might happen?
Yeah.
Will happen.
Oh, hallelujah. Oh, yeah.
Rectum.
Wow. Well, can't we say what it is?
Yeah.
Well, then why did you put it in such nebulous terms?
Oh, because then I would have to know what it is. It's a basketball game.
We got a UM basketball game, and I bet you I know who's going to be doing it.
Joe Zagacki.
Oh, my God. It's the ACC tournament Thursday at noon. We're being preempted for a UM basketball game. Boy, the ratings ought to be sky high for that, Clarence. But you know what? We'll take those 2 hours off.
Right.
It's going to be a nice short week, maybe. I'm not really sure. I have my doubts about that whole deal tomorrow. I think that thing is something you need to make an appointment for well in advance. I could be wrong about that. I'm trying to find out online, but I'm going to have to make some calls later on. I don't want to go schlepping over there and then wind up standing online for 2 hours and then, oh, geez, you have to make an appointment to, like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
I would think you, being the illegal alien that you are, would know something about that. But
about what?
About visas.
Nope.
You don't?
Nope.
How about MasterCard?
That I know.
Here's some really good news. Finally, with everything that's going on, everybody's out of work, everybody's all depressed. Nobody can get a loan, nobody can buy a car, a house, or whatever. Here's some good news. 15% of Americans have no religion. Oh! Making some progress.
A little bit.
Fewer call themselves Christians. Non-denominational identification increases. This is from the Washington Post. The percentage, by the way, we need lots and lots of emails today, neil@neilrogers.com. We had pretty good pile there from the beginning. But, then it fades out, fades into oblivion. Let me take a puke at it right now. Oh, yeah, there's a couple on there. I saw a picture of the Beast on QM's website. You aren't kidding. He's as ugly as a bucket full of ass clown. I wouldn't sit on any seat this man Beast has. Neil, stay in Canada, it's safer. We'll pray for poor George, says Paul. Just incoherent crap. Kurt says, I'll get back to the thing about religion. We've got plenty of time. Lots and lots of time. I happened to catch the baseball game over the weekend, says Kurt. When the Beast opened up his fat mouth, I thought to myself, how the hell do the Canes put up with these hacks? Clarence on basketball, the Beast on baseball, and Don Bailey Jr. on football. Generally speaking, the team has to approve the announcers for the games, don't they? Yes. Are these 3 rejects the best that they could come up with? Yes. There are no ex-jocks in this town that they could put on. Of course, they might actually have to pay them. I guess the price is right. Clarence and DBJ work for ego, and Beast works for food. I would imagine that Joe Z is the only one who actually gets paid. He's got to thank his lucky stars if he's able to feed his family from that gig. He must have naked pictures on Donna doing Paul D. before he retired. Excuse me, but I need to puke just thinking about it, says Kurt. Well, today is Rip Joe Zagacki and Ashley. I don't know why. You'd think they'd be ripping Jimmy Syphilis, but then again, Jimmy ain't doing nothing now except that morning Nazi show on IOD. That highly rated morning Nazi show. Georgia has an opinion about those UM broadcasts. He doesn't listen to them.
Oh.
Well, that's because they're so bad, right?
I see. Yeah, well.
Well, the state of sportscasting in South Florida has reached epidemic lows. Maybe all-time lows. And nobody talks about Geldy on those Panther games. I have no idea why. Can't imagine why. Because nobody cares about the Panthers. That's probably why. They're going to make the playoffs this year for the first time in about 100 years. They got a really good shot. Rangers. Yeah, the Rangers won some games. Big deal. George is pretty whipped up about the Panthers' chances. I know that.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And they're bringing the rats back, and I still have my rats from the original time around. So.
Now, are you the one that told me that about the rats?
No, it was Beast.
The only thing is, though, that they're throwing them after the game is over. They're throwing them on the ice, as opposed to during the game,
right,
with all those delays and penalties like they were getting before with those stupid people. I remember one guy was at a game at the old Miami. That's where it was going on that year, the year of the rat. At the old arena in Miami. And some punk sitting there in the row says to me, he says, "Oh, well, that's what I come here for, to throw a bunch of crap on the ice." And I thought, this is the business we have chosen. Come to a hockey game to throw crap on the ice. Only in South Florida. Dumb, dumber, and dumbest. Isn't that why you would go to see a hockey game, to throw crap on the ice?
Sure.
How about to take a crap on the ice?
Or to pick up chicks, and, there are lots of reasons to go to a hockey game.
Take a crap on the ice. That sounds like a new in-between period activity. Have a crap-taking contest. See who can take the biggest dump on the ice in between periods. I mean, the stupid stuff that they do in between periods at all arenas. Just why can't they just play the organ music or whatever and let people, real quietly, and let people talk? Couldn't they do that?
They could.
But no, it's got to be a constant cacophony of noise, loud, louder, and loudest. Loud.
Neil Rogers. Well, here we go.
Ear-splitting.
Yeah.
MONDAYSUCKS.
.31 at 560 WQAM. So it looks like I will be here tomorrow. You don't have to worry about doing the show.
All right. I'll start
Well, it takes 8 to 10 weeks to get an appointment to apply for a visa and to travel to the U.S. and this and that. So I don't think that's going to be happening.
All right.
You follow what I'm saying?
Sure do.
Isn't it better to look it up and then make a call or two and then find out for sure, as opposed to like taking tomorrow off and then saying, "Oh, well, that was a big waste of time, and we just went to Woodbine," Oh, that's sounds like a plan. Although Thursday at noon sounds like a real appointment for me. Doesn't it?
Yeah.
The ACC tourney game, the Hurricanes against some horseball team at noon. College basketball with Clarence. This is where we're at. This is where we are at. This is the kind of stuff right in the middle of daytime when people are awake. You know, I did UM baseball on W Snooze for years, but we did the games on the weekends. Weekends. When nobody listens anyway.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't except for the College World Series, which, somebody might be interested in. We carried them whenever the hell they played them. But during the regular season, we carried them on weekends. Not right in the middle of the daytime, like at noon, when we might get a share. Whoa. But we'd rather have the time off, right? Because the rest of the stuff is although we do have that kick-ass January, it looks like, in Men 2554, we kicked some big smelly rectum, man. You don't seem too impressed about
Very
that.
Impressed. What are you talking about?
That's the first month of the, of the winter book.
I'm very excited about that.
That's the keeper.
I know.
November, December, which both sucked, I'm sure.
Trust
They're going to vanish. They're going to drop out.
No one is more excited about that.
Really?
Really.
Why, you need the money?
Are you kidding?
Now, let me ask you this, because a lot of people have been asking me, how's that car coming?
That's funny. A lot of funny people
strangers on the streets, and they ask, how's George's car coming?
A lot of comedians out there. When's their show start?
And I say, well, it's coming, so it's Christmas.
Sure.
So it's Sukkot.
So Christmas will actually get here.
And the car won't?
Right.
That sounds to me like you're claiming that they lied to you.
I'm not going to say that, although I haven't heard a single report.
They're not making a serious effort to trade out for you a car?
Have not
It would seem to me today, with the incredible number of cars sitting around a lot, since nobody can afford to buy one, nobody's selling any cars, that somebody would be delighted to exchange for you an automobile for their advertising.
A nice trade-out for a car that's rotting on the lot.
So they don't have to pay for the advertising. They can, dump off some bogus car in your lap.
Mm-hmm.
Check out the Solstice. It's not a bad little car.
I need something that can
that's right. You're a family guy.
Family and other people's as well.
And what?
And other people's as well. I'm that guy.
Like a van?
Like just a third row of seats would be nice.
A third row of seats?
Like the Durango has. It has 3 rows of seats.
God.
I can seat 8 people in it. That's,
Well, I think
that... be able to seat 7 or 8 people.
Oh, and by the way, Fat Chris Whalen.
Yes?
Yesterday, he finally got the bedtime stories on there, but I don't know. He must have been out all night or something, because he got them on there about, I don't know, noon, 1 o'clock.
Good.
Pretty late. Good what?
That he was out all night, if that's what it was.
Maybe he forgot about it. What's the story, Tubby? Well, I'm sure he's not listening anyway. I'm sure he's got a busy, full... In fact, he's probably starting on a couple of lunches right now.
He's probably sleeping is what I'd be doing if I were him.
Why is that?
After working the overnight?
Even on Monday? Even last night he worked?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know when that starts.
Yeah, Chris Whalen, 5 to 6 a.m. He was out with Jesse Agler this morning.
Stay there.
Early edition. Now, there's a show that's getting a lot of promotion on this station. Not 5 to 6 a.m. Jesse Agler, who actually is a broadcaster who belongs on the air, who sounds good. And Fat Chris Whalen, formerly of this show. Dow's down 1.83. I got choked up about it. It's not doing too much today. And the best news of all, for me, not that anybody there cares about it, well, listen, if it's good for me, it's good for America, right?
Yeah, sure.
The loonie is down to 76 point something. That's the lowest in a long time. The loonie, the Canadian dollar. Oh, no, it's back up over 77.02, but that's close to 76. 77. See what I was talking about the other day, how that number keeps popping up all the time. 77. Now, can I get back to this very refreshing article about 15% of Americans have no religion? The religious stuff, people are finally catching on. They're a little bit slow. The percentage of Americans who call themselves Christians has dropped dramatically over the past 2 decades, and those who do are increasingly identifying themselves without traditional denomination labels, according to a major study of U.S. religion being released today. The survey of more than 54,000 people conducted between February and November of last year showed the percentage of Americans identifying as Christians has dropped to 76% of the population, down from 86% in 1990. Those who do call themselves Christian are more frequently describing themselves as non-denominational, evangelical, or born again, according to American Religious Identification Survey. The survey is conducted by researchers at Trinity College in Hartford, Connecticut, and funded by the Lilly Endowment and Posen Foundation. It's one of the nation's largest major surveys of religion, conducted in 1990, 2000, and then again last year. The increase in people labeling themselves in more generic Christian terms corresponds strongly with a decline of people identifying themselves as Protestant. Yeah, now they just say, what am I? Goy. Just a generic Goy. People calling themselves mainline Protestants, including Methodists and Lutherans, have dropped to 13% of the population, down from 19% in 1990. The number of people who describe themselves as generically Protestant went from 17 million in 1990 down to just 5 million. Meanwhile, the number of people who use non-denominational terms has gone from 194,000 in 1990 to more than 8 million. Oh, just generic goy. That's good enough. There is now this shift in the non-Catholic population, and maybe among American Christians in general, into a sort of generic soft evangelicism, said Mark Silk, who directs Trinity's program on public values and helps supervise the survey. The survey substantiated several general trends already identified by sociologists: the slipping importance of denomination in America, the growing number of people who say they have no religion, and the increase in religious minorities, including Muslims, Mormons, and such movements as Wicca and paganism. The witches are taking over.
Good.
Believe it?
Good. I hope they do.
The only group that grew in every, well, going to be good for broom sales, I bet. When you think?
Cute.
Doesn't every witch have to fly in a broom?
No.
Stick? The only group that grew in every U.S. state since the 2001 survey was people saying they had no religion. The survey says this group is now 15% of the population. Silk said this group is likely responsible for the shrinking percentage of Christians in the U.S., eh? Northern New England has surpassed the Pacific Northwest as the least religious section of the country. 34% of Vermont residents say they have no religion. The report said the country has a growing non-religious or irreligious minority. 27% of those interviewed said they did not expect to have a religious funeral or service when they died, and 30%,
about 30, man,
of people who had married said their service was not religious. Those questions weren't asked in previous surveys. The survey reflects a key question that demographers, sociologists, and political scientists have been asking in recent years: who makes up this growing group of evangelicals? 44% of America's 77 million Christian adults say they're born again or evangelical, the Jesus Christers. Meanwhile, 18% of Catholics also chose that label, as did 40% of mainline Christians. You ever mainline Christianity?
Just this morning.
You ever see, what's his name's arm?
Who?
Jared Leto?
Oh, no.
He's mainlining it.
Damn, Jim!
If people call themselves evangelical, it doesn't tell you as much as you think it tells you about what kind of church they go to, Silk said. It deepens the conundrum about who evangelicals are. It's a conundrum. Extra small for those guys from India, a conundrum. Now, let's see how these emails are coming. Well, that's great news about Thursday, and it's even better news about tomorrow, I guess. Well, I mean, it all depends on where you sit, you know.
I sit right here, and it is great news.
Is it?
Yep.
You weren't crazy about doing the show tomorrow?
Well, whatever. But it's easier to not have to.
Jason Danko in Aventura says, wow, just watched some clips of you on YouTube. What is or was Whammy? Never saw what you looked like before. I can't believe you look exactly like that cartoon on the website of your head in the mailbox. Pretty funny. You read an email last week that hit the nail on the head for me about George. He sounds like he'd rather be picking the spooge out from under his toenails than contribute anything to the show. He should just run the board and keep his mouth shut. He drags the show down the toilet when he opens his mouth. Why is he even there? Happy anniversary. Jason Danko in Aventura. Most 11, that's why you're there, right?
Sure.
He needs the cash. Oh, Barry Jackass sends me the fake Twitter and oh, God. Yeah, it's a whole play-by-play on the show, just like they do on the Stern thing, only his is for real. Follow the Neil Rogers Show. Not great ratings today, but great show. Take that, John ZTR. And then on. Yeah, Barry Jackass. Is this for real? Oh, I got to do the spot. Okay.
Okay.
Well, I got all carried away there because Barry is driving me nuts. Wouldn't you like to find the real Barry Jackass? I still say piano wire would be the best way to put some of these people out of their misery.
We're the flagship station. Jason, you're on QAM.
We don't have any National Guardsmen because they're all fighting a war in Iraq right now.
Not the National Guard.
Pardon?
Not the National Guard.
No National Guard in Iraq?
There's no National Guard.
No. Like that. And he also forgot to say that. So I'll let you know for sure tomorrow, and I hate to keep yanking you around like a yo-yo.
About what?
But it looks very likely if this thing is off that you'll be able to take that week vacation you wanted.
Oh, excellent.
I'll let you know tomorrow for sure. I don't want you to running home today and make all kinds of plans.
No pressure. Don't worry about it.
I feel pressured, like Maria Bartiromo would say. Pressure. The dollar is under pressure. The market's under pressure. They ought to throw her ugly ass into a pressure cooker and just fry her for lunch. For some people with very bad taste. Some people have had their taste buds scraped off. including the guy that wrote this letter to this teacher at UM. I'll get to it in a second. Response to the criticism of QAM announcer Joe Zagacki. Oh, boy. What is this from? Hurricane Reader. They actually have a... I guess they do. They have their own newspaper at the UM, Hurricane Reader. Is that it?
Okay.
I remember years ago, in fact, way back in the beginning on KAT, 100 years ago, some controversy over stuff that was in the Hurricane newspaper. I forget what it was all about. I think what they said was...
Joe Zagacki sucks, okay?
And that was before he was even doing their games. They already knew that. I wonder if Joe Freed is dead. I guess he's still dead. He was the news director at WKAT. I had to have breakfast with Joe before Sid Levin made my hiring official at KAT back in 1976. Had to meet him at the... Is it the Hallandale Diner? It's on 441.
Yeah.
Miramar Diner.
Okay. Right at the road.
Miramar Diner. I had breakfast with Joe Freed. I think he's dead. He was the news director with a great deep voice. Why is it that people with deep voices mostly are boring? I mean, really boring people.
I don't know.
You know what I mean?
You mean like Lassiter? You gonna start talking
like
about
him. He was boring. Don't be knocking the dead now, like Joe Freed and Bob Lassiter. That is such bad form. I'm really surprised a guy like you to be knocking dead people.
Not.
Holy cow.
Yeah, exactly. Barbara in Sunrise says, I just turned on the radio, so I don't know if you mentioned it, but my calendar reads, Purim begins at sundown, so happy Purim. How do you like that?
Sundown
Again,
today.
George
Yes.
slips up.
No. Purim is tomorrow. It begins at sundown
Happy
today.
Purim!
So we don't say Happy Purim until tomorrow when we're in it, buddy.
It begins tonight.
Right.
Happy Purim!
Well, you can never get your Hamantaschen ready too soon. And you can never say
Happy Purim!
too much.
Often.
Now, what's the Purim all about? Esther and the semester and the Shrester.
And Haman.
King Haman and the Hamantaschen.
Right.
That's really how you say that, I guess. Hamantaschen?
I guess. I don't know.
But it don't sound good. It's just say Hamantaschen.
Hamantaschen.
It's more Hamish when you say Hamantaschen. And don't be eating those little hard triangular ones. They're ersatz. It's a Arab plot. They're all poison. Eat the big soft ones, man, with the poppy seeds inside. Those, especially when they're still warm, at the bakery. Oh, my God. Those are just to die for. And maybe that bakery, what was it? Pastry Lane?
Right. Very good.
Maybe they're going to bring you in. They're probably out of business long since.
I don't know. Why would you say that?
Well, because they forgot about us, but then again, so did everybody else. Why should they
right,
be
exactly.
Like anybody else? Somebody bring George some real Hamantaschen tomorrow. Something that would have been a real good reason to take the day off tomorrow. It's Purim. Not that it's a religious holiday, but nevertheless. I'll have to think about it. I'll send you a message. Oh. Barbara says, do you still watch The Young and the Horny? I don't watch any soap operas anymore, Barbara. You never talk about it anymore. That's because I don't watch it. The storylines are really stupid now, even worse than before. Have a good one, Neil. Barbara and Sunrise. You too, Babs. And happy Purim. Well, it's a good thing she mentioned that because we'd forgotten all about it. Hadn't we?
No. It's on the calendar for tomorrow.
Like you were looking at it?
Right. It's in front of me. It's all I look at.
Really?
Yeah.
How depressing.
Yeah, well. Although coming soon, I'm going to have a window. Anymore. When they put me in that broom closet over there, I'm going to have a window.
George was telling me about the new studios down the street that we're going to be moving to in May, or you're going to be moving to.
Right.
He said the room is like the size of a broom closet.
But it has a window.
And it has a window. Well,
the first time in my
mixed bag,
life. Sure.
A mixed blessing.
All the rooms are small and tiny over there, so it's not like I'm being
Tiny's
over
there?
Oh, yeah.
I wonder what happened to him. See, one thing about getting a dog, unless you're very, very old, the odds are that you're going to outlive the dog. That's sad. Who wants to have their dogs be put to sleep? Of course, in Tiny's case, maybe it should have happened a little bit sooner, but nevertheless. What?
You bastard.
Now, he was, he was fine. He had his moments. He had his moments. Min pins are not for everybody, little dogs are not for everybody. They make a lot of noise. They scream. They yap. They're hyper. They're crazy.
They yap. They flap their trap.
Here's the response to the criticism of WQAM announcer Joe Zagacki, and this is submitted by Peter Schmidt, Department of English, who obviously don't know Schmidt. Alumnus Ben Brislon's attack on UM sportscaster Joe Zagacki crosses the line of opinion or taste into the realm of character assassination, demands a response. In my 23 years of teaching at the University of Miami, I've listened to countless games broadcast by Mr. Zagacki, whom I do not know personally. Now, first of all, it says, who I do not know personally. Shouldn't it be whom I do not know personally?
I'll ask an English teacher.
Well, it says Department of English. Wouldn't you think an English professor would get it right?
I imagine.
Who I do not know? Absolutely not. It's got to be whom I do not know. And I've always found his announcing crisp, efficient, informed, utterly professional. That has got to be a joke. His devotion to the university is absolutely unquestioned, yet he'll report with candor on the team's deficiencies as well as its successes. His delivery is clear, entirely listenable, and not without humor. Oh, it's funny, all right. The young WVUM talent would do well to go to school on Joe Zagacki's many strengths. This is, Finally, since Mr. Brislon takes a pot shot at him, too, let me put in a good word for Don Bailey, Jr., whose color and analyzation is a fine, enthusiastic compliment to Zagacki's steady play-by-play. This is written by somebody who obviously needs some serious assistance. The university is fortunate to have both gentlemen announcing its athletic events. I hope they'll continue to do so for a long time. Sincerely, Peter Schmidt, Department of English, whom I do not know personally, who I do not know. How do you like that?
Yeah.
So I guess that was in the UM newspaper, that the first shot by Ben, whatever his name was, Ben Brisbane, and then the rebuttal there by Joe Zagacki's boyfriend, obviously. Your pal Alex Bennett is talking again about how he saved the life of that a-hole Neil Rogers down in Miami. Story goes that even though you were sabotaging his career, how did I do that?
I guess
he advised you to see a doctor when you complained of a sore arm. Turns out you were having a stroke. You then returned to work and continued sabotaging his career. P.S. on MySpace, friends with Fred Souter, says the Baron. Another radio groupie.
Mm-hmm.
Alex Bennett. Nobody had to help him sabotaging his career. The fake Tom Zicka says the ratings are getting so bad in the afternoon, I'd be surprised if Joe Bell... I would be surprised if Joe Bell brings Mo Howard back. I would be surprised. So would we. And there's a picture of Mo sans hairpiece. Oh, with a beard and a whole... Oh, my God. Looking like Mo.
Bless you.
Well, that's my Mo allergy.
I see.
Well, there's a bunch of stuff on here. Look at this. WINZ to air Talk Mania. Mr. Ego is trying to revive this. Oh, yeah, Talk Mania. Mr. Ego is desperate for attention, crying for attention. He's been in oblivion for years now. He's just dying. Oh, please, look, I'm still alive. I'm here.
Listening to Neil Rogers.
Nobody cares, Steve.
This is Mark Morgan. It's the 12 to 1 hour on QAM.
Do you have to take your daughters to see the new Jonas Brothers movie?
Oh, my God, the Jonas Brothers!
You need the Jonas Brothers Movie Survival Kit. Each survival kit comes with a sleep mask so you don't have to watch, earplugs so you don't have to hear, and a cyanide capsule just in case the mask and plugs don't work.
Oh, my God, the Jonas Brothers!
The Jonas Brothers Movie Survival Kit. You can make it. The film is only 76 minutes long.
Oh, my God, the Jonas Brothers!
Give me those earplugs.
Oh, my God, the Jonas Brothers!
And the cyanide.
Oh, my God!
The Jonas Brothers 3D Concert Experience Survival Kit. It's too late for me. Save yourselves!
What, do they sure make some great music or what?
No.
It's 12 noon at 560 WQAM. President Obama lifts stem cell limits. He just signed a bill.
So there you have
Standing
it.
ovation.
Signature?
No, we don't want to hear Tony Harris, okay? I'd rather croak than hear Tony Harris. Oh. You people at CNN, man, deaf, dumb, and heartless, cruel. What you sick on the public all over the world. I wouldn't wish it on Jolly Joe Bell. So that's pretty good news then about you're probably going to be taking vacation when you want, which you'll notice over the years I've always gone way out of my way to let defer.
That's a funny thing when you say that.
It is?
Over the years, you've always announced your vacations, and then I arrange mine around them without exception.
Oh, like at Christmas time?
Oh, that's...
Get out of here, right. Meg. Get out of here, Smeg.
That's a relatively recent thing, and only at Christmas. Every other time, you announce yours first, and I arrange mine around yours. Always. It's always been that way. Which is fine. That's the way it should be. I'm just saying.
I'm going on strike.
All right.
Here's George.
Howdy.
The fake Johnny Dark is back. Well, George was able to turn you against Glenn, and he's been a hanger-on ever since. He contributes very little to the show. You need a producer who can add spark to the show. George does not. He is disinterested and boring. Why can't you see this? Are you disinterested and boring?
I'm on a chat room right now. And
What does that mean?
And so are you.
Oh, are you going to start with that again?
Look.
So first, you turned me against Glenn, and now Johnny Dark is going to turn you against me. Is that it?
That's it.
God, Johnny. Here's Johnny. You suck, Johnny. You got a boring voice. It's 87 along the coast. God. Now, he's got a great voice. It's not him anyway. It's the fake Johnny Dark. You're right. Everybody's fake, including the fake Greg Budell and the fake Barry Jackass and the fake Tom Jicka. Once in a while, the real Tom Jicka chimes in, but not lately, with his password. Greg says, good morning, not Greg Budell, some other Greg. I was listening to the UM baseball game on the stream yesterday, and I heard Joe mention something about Hank being honored with the Sonny Hirsch Award. Well, that's all I've got regards Greg in Tallahassee. I don't know anything about that. Is the Humper getting the Sonny Hirsch Award for what?
There's a Sonny Hirsch Award?
You know, Sonny and I worked together. In fact, Sonny was the sports director at KAT when I started there, March 1st, 1976. And Chris Myers was his underling, his hunter dog.
Oh, I was going to say it.
I know you were.
Damn it.
But, and Sonny was a good guy, and we worked together at IOD for a long time. But Sonny's play-by-play, I don't know. I'm not going to say anything. Because for some reason he gets a free pass. Maybe it's because he's dead. I never thought Sonny was like... I wish we had that clip. 99 yards. I wish we had that. But at any rate, although he was no Joe Zagacki, I'll say that. Thank God. In fact, getting the Humper into the mix here, the reason Joe Zagacki is on the air at all is because of the Humper. The Humper's always gone to bat for Joe because Joe's his personal friend. And one thing I learned the hard way a long time ago, don't ever recommend your personal friends to be on the air, whether it's Bill Calder or Stan Major.
Yeah.
Not that Bill wasn't good on the air, but Stan Major. If you get off your duff and call now. Anybody buy a good watch lately? See, Stan went on the air at INZ when I convinced them to put me on 10 to 2 in midday as opposed to nighttime. And we had Stan on 2 to 6. And Stan thought he could follow me and just inherit whatever I had going there, which at that time was spectacular. We had 10 shares, 12 plus on AM. Can you imagine that?
Yeah.
What do we got 12 plus now? 1 something? Starting to sound like Lee Fowler. And Stan just sat there and waited for the phones to ring. He was going to be Neil Jr. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's an overpaid talent. I could use another little check before you go away. He could use another little check.
Cute.
I made a lot of money in this market over the last several years, and you know something? It's a good thing for me and a good thing for a lot of other people, too. Being the overpaid talent that I've been.
That's what stands for.
Now, with Stan, you were around when I recommended him to replace Kane. When Kane went to New York for 10 minutes?
Yep.
To 77, WABC?
Yep.
I apologize to the whole world for that. That was my bad. But, I mean, you know, he was out of work and he needed the gig, and he was a friend of mine. And he was a broadcaster of sorts. But, boy, did that went over like that went over like Hitler at a UJA meeting. I mean, it just, yeah, not good. Not good. Remember those days?
Oh, yeah.
Kane is in New York, fella.
Why do you do that?
Stan Major, now on News Talk Radio 610 WIOD. If you missed the last show, you missed this.
Well, then what the hell is your problem? Kane is in New York, fella.
Huh?
When he would do a show, I don't want Kane back. I just told you that. But
well, then who do you want? Who do you want? You want Alan Burke?
No, of course not. I think
you want Joey Reynolds?
No, of course not.
Then what the hell do you want on the air? Silence?
I mean, is that all we have to choose?
What do you... Give me a name.
But is that all we...
Who do you want?
Is that all we have
what
to choose?
What kind of content do you want during 2 to 6?
Hear the next Stan Major Show this afternoon at 2 on News Talk Radio 610 WIOD.
Dow is down 13 points. Not anything to get excited about one way or the other. It was up 10. It was down 10. You know, it's just kind of sitting there. You know, like we are. We're just kind of sitting here doing our thing, rolling along, singing a song, smoking a bong,
feeling my self.
I'm looking on there about this Jerry Garner guy with the polls. Too many polls, Jerry. A polling we will go. That's what he writes. A polling we will go. Oh. Not that I don't appreciate him. I think the one we got on there now is his. And see, you use one poll that somebody sends you, and right away they start sending you polls up the, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Up the wazoo. D. Kenny Rogers writes, another fake. Hi, Neil and George. I love your website. I have fun going through all the sounds and made a few my cell phone rings and such. I just have one suggestion or comment for the site I think would help. The main logo is a bit jagged, probably a GIF or bitmap format. Like I know what he's talking about? Do you know what he's talking about?
Yeah.
No, what's that?
Those are picture formats.
If you just have your guy size up the smooth logo and save it out as a PNG 24, you'll see it'll become nice and smooth. You must be talking about that Brady Quinn
please,
picture. He looked
email
nice and
all
smooth.
website recommendations and technical questions to eric@neilrogers.com.
Yeah.
Who knows what you're talking about, may or may not care.
You can never subordinate quality for a show as prodigious as the Neil Rogers Show. Prodigious, that's a totally incorrect use of that word.
I got a pro-digit.
Yeah, I got a digit. I do a ton of webcrafts, so if you ever need help, let me know. Hell, just send me the logo and I'll send it back fixed. I know I email a lot of goofball stuff every now and then, defending baseball and the purity of the game, but I just wanted to contribute something useful today. Go ahead, the Kenny Rogers.
Go ahead.
Your site header graphic. Oh. Could be the Kenny Rogers. He's doing weekends on QAM now. The Kenny Rogers that got canned across the street. If he get good enough to get canned over there, then we want him. Like jerks. You know, I will say this, you know, Joe Rose, that was his choice to bring jerks over with him when he came back. Remember they were together? A lot of people forget they started out together in the morning show. And then jerks, because of his excellence on that show, was handed the 2 to 4 slot to see if he could do better than a 1 point.
Oh.
And he couldn't. He was coming at us with some of the worst swill in history. I wonder when they thought the first day that show went on the air. I wonder what the powers that be were thinking.
Who's they? Our powers that be?
Yeah.
They thought, it's great, it's wonderful, it's awesome. This is great.
Yeah, you're right. If they like it, it's going to suck and it's going to fail. Never have truer words been spoken. George has got 2 great memorable lines. The first one, when he described QAM before I even started working here, it's a sports bar with a microphone. And number 2, if they like it, it's going to suck and it's going to fail, meaning our management. And you're right. Like the Kenny and Blow morning show.
Yeah. Well, those aren't the smartest comments I've ever made in my life, so what does that tell you?
Well, what does that mean?
What, those were easy calls. That was an easy call, is what I'm saying.
Sports bar with a microphone.
That was my assessment within an hour of being in the building.
I'll be damned. Let's put some sports on.
Chased by Blake. Schultz, one of 3 first-round picks that the Washington Capitals had in the old four.
It's a great joke, Bowen, my good buddy Joe. Like he remembers who the hell I am? Probably does. Thanks to your buddy, Rimmer.
The Grim Rimmer.
Detroit just played lousy. So, I mean, if I was Babcock, I'd be worried about the little these ups and downs. But
yeah, it happened.
What did he say? What word did he say there?
Ups and downs.
Hanover.
Oh, here we go. It's race 1. 5 minutes till the first race at the Meadows with your favorite new announcer, Roger Houston.
Cicerus Hanover. Number 7 is Shaky Cam Hanover. John Lichtenberger and Jay Severio Spagnuolo.
Wilbur Yoder.
James Chambers of Maryland and New Jersey, New York. Greg Wright trains. Will Yoder, the 7.
Will Yoder. What a great Amish name that is, Yoder.
What an odor.
No, haven't you ever heard that name before? It's
Sure.
one of the real common. It's like Smith.
That's right.
To the Amish. Yoder.
I've heard it.
Not to be confused with Yoda.
Right.
I ought to play that Runaway Bride. And then play Apricot.
Right. Listen, Chief.
Who put the A in apricot? Well, we don't want to miss the first race at the Meadows with Roger Houston. Do we?
No.
By the way, that horse that I picked, that 6-horse on Friday.
Yeah.
Burning Blaze. The chart said broke awkwardly. See, they always make excuses for horses that stink the joint out. Broke awkwardly. I mean, came out of the gate like sideways or whatever. But still, he was right there. He had no excuse. He was fourth. A distant fourth. Sorry, Cliff, and wherever you are, Homestead. Could have picked that winner. In fact, when Hank called you, he should have told you, have Neil pick the next Zito horse in that race. Going to jog. The deuce. The chalk. I feel bad because I'm trying to pick winner. It's not an ego thing. It's just that I want to make some money for these listeners, you know.
Sure.
I mean, anything we can do for the listeners. The few we have left. So Jolly Joe Bell sends me that email from Greg Budell. Oh, it's not me. But he didn't bother sending me an email last week on my 33rd anniversary in the market. Didn't say, congrats on your longevity in the market. You suck, but whatever. You know, nothing. Nothing. It's just like going out of your way to be a bastard. Just like that car he's not going to get you. They could trade you out a car before 1 o'clock.
Probably. See what?
How about one of those? One of those company Jaguars?
Yeah, right. See,
too small for your family.
Here's the thing that I was trying
What's
to say
the thing?
earlier. I can understand them trying and failing, and I wouldn't be, but since no one has said that there has been word one in any sales meeting about it.
Because there hasn't been.
Right.
They've got bigger fish to fry. We're in a depression, man. $1 a holler, a dime a dozen. And you want them to spend their valuable time worrying about your car?
Yeah.
Well, they won't.
I know.
12:13 at QM. We have
Who's going to give Ricky a blow?
Do you see the size of my zucchini?
Dude, put that thing away. They're like children here.
I used to do the girls. He would rise and I'd lay the wood without a warning. My D hangs low. Need the steed I used to grow.
Why, the Wonder Boner is here.
At least I could use my penis as a pogo stick.
It feels like it's just a piece of meat hanging down.
I used to blow it twice, leave a tear in my girlfriend's eyes. It used to be my proudest thing, how my old thing was led longer than me. Again and again for me. It was tall, blood flowed quickly, then I discovered that my calloused hands did not help at all, my poor little gland. I hear Viagra pills are working, though don't see Alice will keep me jerking. Feel my fear that my sword will yield. My capillaries are clogged and sealed. For one reason I've got no game. Soft as dough, it was better when I grew up. That was when I do the girls.
So it looks like a Smurf penis.
I told you need a double dose of Viagra to get wood.
Okay, 12:20 at 560 WQAM. 8:15 this morning, my BlackBerry buzzer, just before the Joe Bell email. It was Sarah Williams peddling me soft Cialis.
Really?
Let's see. Not the fake Mickaroo says, was at first skeptical about the whole email-only show, but after listening to Hi, Ron, and I'm your friend, it got old really quick. I will say that there is a bit of an anonymous humor to the emails you read. You somehow have managed to find new ways to amuse this comatose South Florida audience. I'm not going to give you any advice because after 33 years you still have a loyal cult following. I say cult only because there are many who won't admit they secretly hear you. Thanks, not the fake Mickaroo. Do you understand what he's trying to say?
No.
P.S. Joe Bell still blows, and he secretly is hearing and laughing like a little girl when you rip him an ass. I really don't care what he thinks when I rip him an ass, because if anybody deserves it, it's
Rectum.
Jolly Joe.
What's a Mickaroo?
Mickaroo. Well, I don't know. The fake Mickaroo.
I don't know.
Maybe he's kin to the real Mickaroo.
Mickaroo Mouse?
The one that goes...
Eisner?
That one. I don't know. I have no idea. Why do you care?
I don't.
See, you take these much too seriously.
That's me.
Oh, they're fake. They're this. They're a chat room. Just relax, okay?
I couldn't be more relaxed.
I think things are going swimmingly
any
okay.
more relaxed and I'd fall right over.
Well, that's what the emailers are saying. Coma man.
Uh-huh.
George just doesn't care. Oh, this William Schneider thing. Oh, William, go away. Don't go away. I've told you a million times. Just go away. You're blocked. You're blocked. Talk about a pseudo-intellectual. This guy sends me all this claptrap, all these long, ponderous... Stop. It's just a radio show, okay? Send them to somebody on, Nova M. Are they out of business yet or what?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Do we care? No. Oh, but the goddess was on there. Yeah, well, who cares? Like Mr. Radio says, if you just be more involved with these local yentas, trying to rekindle the past. Half of the people you're talking about are dead anyway, Mr. Radio. You jackass. I think he's Woody.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I think that's him.
Mm-hmm.
Although somewhere somebody found Mr. Radio on the MySpace thing, somewhere along the way. Because there really is such a person.
There are probably more than one.
Oh, I'm sure there's a whole bunch of Mr. Radios. What's the worst thing a spouse or significant other has done to you? That's our poll question today. 526 votes. I'm going to change it after I read the result. Refused to have sex, 91. Cheated, 83. Gained a lot of weight, 58. Left you for somebody else, 57. Became sexually abusive sexually, verbally, or physically, 39. Ruined credit, 34. Cheated with one of your friends or family members, 29. Refused to get a job, 25. Refused to get a job. Stole money, 24. Got addicted to drugs or alcohol, 19. Cut you off from your family, 17. Never had one, 13. Spouse or significant other. Burned down the house, 9. Gave you a STD, 9. Wrecked the car, 8. Had me arrested, 6. And tried to kill me, 5. Out of 526. Okay, poll switch. If I was in charge of WQAM for 1 hour, I would blank. Fire Joyce. Fire Joe Bell. Hire Randy Rhodes. Hire Suds Kuhlman. Spelled with 2 Ds. Can you believe that? Suds with 2 Ds. Give George his own show. Change to an all-music format. Change to an on-sports talk format. Get rid of the Dolphin games. Put Neil on 8 hours a day. Send everyone home and padlock the door. I'm going to vote for that one. Just keep the checks coming. Send everybody home and padlock the door. Okay. Got it? There's the new poll.
Got it.
Boy, a lot of pressure. We're under pressure. What's Bush talking about?
For life. You know, we can't forget...
Oh, he's going... How can I... That's an old clip about stem cells. Oh, we don't want to do that because the Farbison and Goyim, they don't like that. They love those embryos. They love the fetuses. They love the embryos. They love the unborn. The born, they can't stand.
Right.
They hate them like poison. But the unborn, we love the fetus. The fake West Sea in Lakeland is back. Did you ever stop to think that my emails have always sucked and you've only realized this since the level of your current emailers has attained the level of education, of erudition, that has exposed the mindless content of the sludge I send your way? That plus the fact I've been stuck here in fake land for 3 months now, but soon I'm moving up to the big city, Polk City. Apologies, the fake West Sea and fake land, flake land, whatever it is. Ponderous. Oishmoy Jew says, Happy Purim, I think you should take tomorrow off to go to the track. They're going to call you a fat Jew whether you show up at work or not. Is Joyce a Jew? Yes, we embarrassingly say she is. Yes, Joyce Fitch. And then he says, Homentashen forever. Whatever that means. Can you explain to me what that means?
No.
Homentashen forever. The fake Andy Kalb is back. Subject, Anna Maria Thomas. That was her name? Or did she get married?
That was a radio name.
Really?
Her radio name. At the time, when she was on the coast, she hasn't used that in 100 years.
Anna Maria Thomas. Was she on the coast with Johnny Dark?
Yep.
Oh, my God. Andy wants to know, have you heard from Anna Maria lately? Does she still work with Boca? I know she was tight with George. I hear she was good. Whatever he means by that. I'm sure I know what he means by that. Remember the show she did with Mitch Lewis? No. I forget the name now. Happy belated anniversary, says Andy Kalb. She did a show with Mitch Lewis?
Uh-huh.
Night Rhythms.
Oh, Night Rhythms. What a memory. Oh, my God. And they say that you aren't worth a damn?
I was the producer.
You produced that show? How was it?
While it lasted.
How was it?
It was fine. You know I'm not a big fan of talk radio, in case you didn't know that.
What does that mean?
Most shows sound
Aren't you the one that's always screaming about how we ought to have generic talk on the air and not the sports talk?
Yeah, that's why. Most of the other shows all sound the same to me.
Yeah. So how was Night Rhythms?
It was light. It was lighthearted and mirthful.
Yeah, so in other words, it sucked.
Neil Rogers guy.
I know that for many Americans watching right now, the state of our economy is a concern that rises above all others. But while our economy may be weakened and our confidence shaken, though we are living through difficult and uncertain times, tonight I want every American to know this. We will rebuild. We will recover, and the United States of America will emerge stronger than before. This crisis will not determine the destiny of this nation. The answers to our problems don't lie beyond our reach. They exist in our laboratories, in our universities, in our fields, in our factories, in the imaginations of our entrepreneurs, and the pride of the hardest working people on earth. Those qualities that have made America the greatest force of progress and prosperity in human history, we still possess in ample measure. What is required now is for this country to pull together, confront boldly the challenges we face, and take responsibility for our future once more. If we come together and lift this nation from the depths of this crisis, if we put our people back to work and restart the engine of our prosperity, if we confront without fear the challenges of our time and summon that enduring spirit of an America that does not quit, then someday, years from now, our children can tell their children that this was the time when we performed. Thank you. God bless you. And may God bless the United States of America.
That's a preemptive God bless you, just in case we sneeze, which I already did earlier. 12:34 at 560 WQAM. We got the big O coming up at 2 o'clock. Here's the poll result. If I was in charge of WQAM for 1 hour, I would blank. Put Neil on for 8 hours a day, 7. Yeah, right. That shouldn't even be on there. That's so stupid. Stupid. Hire Randy Rhodes, 7. That also is stupid, because how does she fit in on this station? Huh?
Yeah.
How does she fit on this radio station? What?
She doesn't?
No, she does not. Well, you tell me how.
Through the door sideways? I don't know. She doesn't.
Oh. Change to a non-sports talk format, 5. Fire Joyce, 4. Give George his own show, 3. Fire Joe Bell, 2. Send everyone home and padlock the door, 1. That's my vote. Hire Suds Coleman with 2 Ds, 1. Get rid of the Dolphin games, none. Change to an all-music format, none. Well, that's what the fake Greg Vidal was pushing there. Oh, yeah, we got to, rumor is in March you're going all oldies, yeah. Remember that?
Yeah.
Oh, the swill. The swill. You're right about the content. There's no question about that, about the emails. The swill that comes in on there, I wouldn't wish on Attila the Hun.
Just the fake ones, man. I want to...
No, not just the fake one. 90% of it. Swill. The fake ones.
I'm just talking about the point I was trying to make.
Well, here's one from the fake Johnny Dark. George just slipped and said he hated talk radio, and this person is producing your show? Anna Maria was a free spirit. I'm positive it's the real Johnny Dark. You know how I know that? You know how I know the fakes? At least some of them?
No, you don't know the fakes.
These people don't use Gmail, okay? What?
You can use any mail you want.
No, I understand that, but I'm just saying that the Barry Jackass and Greg Buto, they don't use Gmail.
They can if they want to.
But they don't. You think?
Yeah.
You think that's the real Johnny Dark?
No.
Who said George just slipped? And this person is
I didn't slip at all. I talk about it all the time.
George hates talk radio. That's why when he does it... Oh, and wait till you hear this. I think this is the one that's going to put me over the edge, and after I read it, I'm just going to get up and lay down on the floor and cry. From your friend, your close personal friend, Puerto Rican Ralph, who is chronic and just ponderous. I'd like to beat him with a baseball bat. I'd like to bludgeon him. Terminal groupie. He says, I guess Thursday's a half day for you guys. The Hurricanes basketball team is in the ACC game. It starts at noon, so look into that and enjoy your half day off. Look into that. You going to look into it, George?
There's not much of a terminal groupie if he doesn't know that. He must not be listening.
Look into that.
I'm going to look into this. Ooh.
Like we don't know this. Like we haven't mentioned it 100 times and how happy we're going to be getting out of here at noon on Thursday. It's like the old days with the Marlins, man. Those Marlin games. Time and time again. Oh, we get to leave at 12:30. All right. Like that. Barry Jackass says, ask George if he knows the hot Tony Gonzalez from 93 Rock. She's a big fan of your show, and there's a picture of her on there.
Mm-hmm. That's Lee's wife.
It's Lee's wife?
Maybe I shouldn't have said that, but nevertheless. And I know her well.
From 93 Rock?
Mm-hmm.
His wife works for the enemy?
No, we're all friends. We're all chummy.
No. Lee's wife works for the enemy. Now it starts to explain a lot of things that are going on. Not. Well, anyway, she's a hot tamale.
Very hot. And a sweetheart.
Well, that's great. Well, it figures.
Mm-hmm.
Lee's wife. See, Barry Jackass don't even know that. This is supposed to be the real Barry Jackass.
Oh, please.
The real Barry would have, he wouldn't know it either. He doesn't know squat.
Shut-ins, pasty, scabby, sitting in a trailer, living with mommy. All the fakes.
Horseball sniffing.
Yeah.
Goofballs.
Yeah.
Right. 49 votes on the poll. Hire Randy Rhoads, 10. Spelled wrong. R-H-O-A-D-S, Rhoads. Oh. Andrew Kalb says, George Goddard was night rhythms with Mitch Lewis and Anna Maria. If I remember correctly, it aired late Saturday nights.
That's got to be Johnny Dolan.
Don't say anything on the air, but George was hitting it. I hear Mitch hit it big and is doing voiceovers for the networks and movie studios in Hollywood. He's a great talent. Every time I hear his voice, I think of your show, says Andy Kalb. That's probably the real Andy Kalb.
No.
Why do you say no?
Because all the emails that you get from anyone claiming to be anyone are fake, first of all. Second of all, the real Andy Kalb would be contacting us, through his real email.
Well, how do you know what email is contacting me through?
I don't. I just know that they're all fake. Or he's all fake.
Dow's down 19 points. Yeah, he's fake all right, Andy Kalb. He wouldn't be contacting us at all. He was a real little turd, like the one he stepped on that day that I brought Tiny to the studio. Tiny left him a little surprise on the floor, and Andy Kalb stepped right in it. 2 additions for the pool, says Mike. 1, fix the damn signal. 2, get rid of the Big O and bring back the humper. Well, that sounds like 3. And Mike says, I'll be looking for a good machine in 10 days when I head to Vegas.
Am I adding any of those or all of them?
Fix the damn signal. That should be 1 for sure. You don't think?
Absolutely. That's the first one.
Get rid of the Big O. Get rid of the Big O. And bring back the humper. There's some 3 good choices right there for you for the pool. I'm not saying get rid of the Big O, but get rid of the Big O.
Oh, God.
96 miles across the sea to the sandy beaches of Miami. That's all it takes to reach it. Say the Taliban. Escape plans, escape plans, escape plans. Took away the rat that was on our head. Now we have to use toilet paper instead. Escape into Miami, next target of attack. A tropical paradise loaded with apathy is where Al-Qaeda should be. They're serving us iced tea and Perrier, but we'd really rather drink our pee. Slash a few throats and seize a boat. Point Attack, attack, attack. That's our plan. Escape plan, escape plan, escape plan. The plan, our plan.
12:45 at 560 WQAM. Tim in Tampa says, hey, dude, how's it going?
Hey.
I wanted to wish you a belated happy 33rd. I just got back from Vegas, had a great time. Played some slots, but the crap table's where it's at. Yeah, Tim knows his crap. When playing the slots, I stayed away from Wheel of Torture. I saw your quick hits and hee-haw slot machines. Didn't play them. I did play Money Wheel, did rather well on it. Have you ever played it before? Never heard of it. You ever hear the Money Wheel?
No.
No.
Wheel of Meat?
I was told it's one of the latest slot machine games to come out. I love the Mirage Casino. It's awesome. The Neil, it's awesome. Well, I heard you have a listener that's big time into slots. He used to call you all the time. Yeah, he's not big into slots. He's big into making chronic crank calls. Quarter slot guy. Idiot. Do you have a contact information so I can talk to him about the slot machines? Oh, yeah. I heard I missed the trend numbers last week. I hope you did well. Tim in Tampa. We did weak. January, we did great. If it just was 1 month, we did sensational.
If only we can keep it going.
Yeah, if we can keep it going in February and March, maybe we'll get some bonus money. Oh! Yeah. Maybe we'll get back to some respectability, which we've lost under the Joe Bell regime.
Maybe we can keep up the momentum.
We've lost our respectability. Somebody sends me a really interesting article, and the problem is 23 pages.
Zowie.
From Vanity Fair, The Godfather Wars. Well, I'll just read the first paragraph when I get to it. When I get to it, in time. Too bad it's so long, you know.
In time.
23 pages. Take us till midnight.
Wow. The
fake Tom Jicker says WQM should seriously consider bringing Hank back. Jim Mandish is going in reverse. The trends were very bad. As if we need to hear this from somebody on the outside. Like we don't know that? The signal is a big part of the problem, but the Big O is falling flat, and Mad Dog needs to be teamed with someone. He had good chemistry with Defoe and Joe Z. Anybody who suggests putting Defoe and Joe Z on with Mad Dog or with anybody else needs a lobotomy. Good God. Have you heard where Randy will end up? No, I haven't heard where Randy will end up. Where is that going to be, fake Tom Jicka? Haven't heard it. Have you heard it? No. How is it that a syndicated show out of Tampa, Todd Schmidt, is number one in the market? It just doesn't make sense. That's because all the right-wingers got all the diaries. That's why Rush had a 99 share, and Jimmy Syphilitic had a number in the morning, and all their right-wing crap got the numbers because they got the diaries. Especially in December. Boy, wouldn't you like to see the breakout for IOD in December? Humongous, a scary trend. Yeah. Scary. Barry Jackass says, I hope you're enjoying the weekend. This was Saturday at 8:08 p.m. to show you what a rich full life he's got. I hope you're enjoying the weekend. I came across a classic, I think he means Mitch Lewis, but that I never heard you play anymore. The bit is called Phone Lines. It was on your Best of 92 CD. Can you play this for me? I think you will like it. Phone Lines?
Yeah, I recall. Very old. Funny. I think it's playable.
Phone company, phone, it's not in the VCS.
No, it's ancient.
Best of 92 CD? I don't know if I got that. That's from IOD.
I might have it back here somewhere.
No, it's not from IOD. Yeah, it is from IOD. You might have it in your pile?
I might. By the way, before we forget, can I express my profuse thanks to John ZTR, my hero, for all those movies he sent that I still haven't gotten a chance to watch yet, but I will. Really nice labels and everything. Okay, thanks.
Oh, that's it?
That's it.
Oh. Because if there was any more, I was going to say something.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
But I didn't. The fake Jeff Rimmer, subject Dave Van Horn. It says, I was listening to the Red Sox-Marlins game on XM radio and was stuck listening to the Marlins broadcast team and thought, this is terrible. Who is this guy? And I kept hearing him say, Dave Van Horn. I started to laugh as I was thinking about last year when you kept ripping him and calling him Van Boring. Wow, he's terrible. At least Jeff Rimmer is better. Have a great weekend. Signed the fake Rimmer. And Rimmer, of course, was sticking up for his buddy Dave Van Boring because he's a friend of his who used to do the Montreal games on the internets. Not on the radio, but on the internet because they couldn't get a station to carry the games. The late Montreal Expos. Dave Van Boring. Coma-inducing. The Marlins win the World Series. Oh, up and away. Oh, God. Only in this market, man, only in South Florida could swill like this. Pastor play-by-play. Commissioner Bruno Barrero, whose District 5 covers most of Miami Beach, will be ducking hardballs. about the Marlins Stadium deal from his constituents when he speaks to the Tuesday Morning Breakfast Club tomorrow morning, 8:30 to 10 a.m. at David's Cafe 2 on Meridian Avenue, Miami Beach. Barrero advocates the use of tourism tax receipts to pay $326 million of the cost of building at Marlins Stadium. Now that the economy is tanked and tourism tax receipts have plummeted, it'll cost a whopping $1.8 billion of taxpayer funds to repay the stadium construction bonds. This dismal fact is reason enough for commissioners who initially supported the deal to walk away from it. Just walk away, like that thing says. I don't got that. Just walk away.
Oh, sorry.
Just walk away.
The commissioner's Miami Beach constituents are very unhappy with him. The New World Symphony has been counting on $27 million in tourism tax revenues toward the cost of its Frank Gehry-designed building. That funding will evaporate under this deal. The Miami Beach Convention Center, a proven tourist generator, will not receive the $50 million needed for expansion modernization. The Miami Beach Chamber of Commerce and the Miami Beach City Commission have weighed in critically on the stadium deal. There is a growing awareness that this deal at this time, under these circumstances, and under these terms, cannot be justified and has to be junked. We need to start over. Amen. Amen. This is from Frank. Thanks, Frank. Frank Del Vecchio. I wonder if he's kin to Alex Del Vecchio, the once great Detroit Red Wing hockey player. You think?
Maybe.
Now he's down 20 points. Oh, Mr. Radio is back. Oh, God. Oh, this is so sad. When I read this to you, you will cry like a baby.
Oh, let me get my hanky.
I'm smelling you right now.
Let me go get a tissue.
Oh, Mike, another 3 for the pool. What about bring back Greg Reed, We Heard the Crow, and bring back... No. Quit while you're ahead, Mike. Stop. Mike is building the pool all by himself. He's sitting in the corner. He's building it. Like Play-Doh, you know.
Yeah.
Like building blocks. Like a child. When I read this to you, you will shed tears. From Mr. Radio, for subject, radio groupies. Why do you insist on running off everyone who likes you? This is an endless pattern with you. You refuse to allow yourself to open up to anyone. Over the years, you've mentioned the cold upbringing you had and your loveless father. I'm sure this is the reason for your personality disorder. Bill Calder, Fat Rich, and George are the only people I can think of that you didn't run off. The Bird, Craig Worthing, Steve Kane, Alice Rantel, Stan Major, Phil Henry, Hank Goldberg, who I had dinner with a few weeks ago, Randy Rhodes, and countless others weren't so lucky. I can't think of any of those people I ran off. I had the Bird canned off the show because he was killing it, but that's not running off. In fact, even long after that. Wasn't it after that he came on with us at SUN in Tampa for a week?
Yes, before you ran him off again, you bastard.
Oh, well, that's because the weekend we went back to Miami. You don't believe in God, but have some faith in yourself. I'll continue to admire your talents from a distance. Good. Keep your distance, you stalking idiot. You are the best radio talent I've ever heard. The old days were stimulating and compelling. Well, guess what? You're living in the past again. The old days were stimulating and compelling, and this is another idiot who wants to keep trying to live in the past. Oh, the IOD days. Well, you know what? They were fun. They were loud. They were good. But it's over. It's ancient history. We are here today. Bill Calder is dead. Fat Rich is dead. Hank Goldberg I had dinner with a few weeks ago at the Woodbine. Alice Rantel emailed me, and not this morning yet, but on a regular basis, the real Alice Rantel. Craig Worthing, I haven't heard from in ages. I sure didn't run him off. And Stan Major, well, didn't we get emails from Stan a while back when people were suggesting I bring him on as a guest, and I said, no way, we don't do guests. Did I run Stan off? Maybe it was that $2,000 that ran him off.
I thought he ran off.
Mm-hmm. Why do you insist on running off everyone who likes you? No, not everyone, Mr. Radio. Just you. Just you. Go away. Die a wicked death. Just find some other hobby besides...
Oh, God!
Me, besides stalking me.
Just walk away.
He's a Klingon. He has latched on to my life, my career, my existence as a subhuman being. He has latched on, Mr. Radio. Oh, it was compelling, and it was that compelling. Compel my ass.
To what? To fart?
A wicked fart.
Buttheads, it's the 1 to 2 hour. Real American a-holes.
Real American a-holes.
We salute you, Mr. I steadfastly refuse to convert from analog to digital guy.
Mr. I steadfastly refuse to convert from analog to digital guy.
Oh, yeah, I remember you. You're the guy from the old neighborhood who had every Zeppelin album on 8-track.
What a whole lot of love now.
And if I'm not mistaken, you're also the dope who was convinced that Beta would outlast VHS and who thought video laserdisc was great because you had to get up to flip it over at the same exact time you needed to take a leak. After February 17th, the only reception you'll be getting is on your CB radio. But you don't care. That just means more time to hone your skills at Asteroids.
Don't forget head-to-head football.
Yep. There you sit with your can of Tab, watching your 19-inch Sanyo with the pliers where the channel changer used to be, refusing to budge, just like that idiot who wouldn't move off Mount St. Helens back in 1980. So we salute you, Mr. I steadfastly refuse to convert from analog to digital guy, your rotary phone, your avocado-colored Frigidaire, and your Datsun. You are a real American a-hole.
Oh, I want to get me an avocado-colored toilet.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
For
camouflage? You think it coordinates well with brown avocado?
Yeah, makes camo.
So anyway, they mentioned in that bit Tab.
Right.
Which, to be very honest with you, I never liked Tab. I thought it was like medicinal tasting.
Yes.
Now, they don't make Tab anymore, I hope, right?
I think they might.
They do? And what about Mr. Pibb?
They make that still. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. You don't like Dr. Pepper either.
Right. Or its clone, Mr. Pibb.
Is a clone of Dr. Pepper?
Yeah, whichever one invented Dr. Pepper, the other company came up with Mr. Pibb.
I like Mr. Pibb. I don't see it around no more, but I like it.
I saw him just recently here. I think we had lunch.
Oh, the Dow's down 40 points. 38. They can't make up their mind today. Is it good? Is it bad? Is it a buying opportunity? Is it a selling opportunity?
Yeah, it's a dying opportunity.
Yeah, that's what I'm feeling like. It's kind of murky. Friday, we set an all-time record here for the 6th of March, 18.9 degrees, which comes out to, what, about 67, something like that? Mm-hmm. Well, whatever. Whatever it was, it was. But that was just an aberration. It was like a little taste of spring, and now it's back to a crap. In fact, it's still 0. 32. It's going to be all the way up to 3 this afternoon. Sunny and 38. Won't that be great? I'm not going to lie to you, man. This wintertime sucks, but nevertheless, it's better than being there. Oh, you're wrong, Neil. Brickell's really come alive. You know what? You can have Brickell, and you can shove all of Brickell Avenue right up your ass.
Damn.
All this Brickell.
A lot of butter.
I don't want to go to Brickell, okay? You know what it reminds me of? Like Bayside. Remember that was going to be the turning point?
Mm-hmm.
Who goes there now?
I don't know.
When's the last time you were in Bayside?
Can't remember. Long time.
The only time I was ever there was with Norma Kant, who I don't hear anything from, by the way, which is fine with me. And it was the day that I signed my deal with Greg Reed.
Yeah.
And got that big signing bonus when I came to QAM. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
We had dinner at some restaurant at Bayside, which I'm sure is long gone. And then we went up to some office building there downtown and met with Greg Reed and what was that Jewish attorney?
Alan Fertel.
Alan Fertel. What a memory this little George has. See, once in a while he comes in really handy.
Once in a while.
Alan Fertel, who said, we're paying Neil a lot of money. If you have to do the show from a phone booth, so be it. You know, that was his attitude, idiot. And they gave me that big, big check signing bonus. And I signed the deal with QAM. And then went to the Panther game after that. And I had the signed contract. I had like a big envelope with me.
Mm-hmm.
We love the Panther in the old Miami Arena, baby. That was it. There was some real atmosphere in that building. Did you ever go to any hockey games in that building? Or anything else?
Yes.
What'd you go to, a concert?
Hockey games, concerts.
Really?
Sure.
There was some atmosphere in there. It really was.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where I met, what's his name, too?
What's his name?
Stevie Echeverria. Rocky. Stevie Bauer. Gave me a hug. You would have thought I was his long-lost lover. I mean, I've never had a stranger approach me like that. I mean, I don't mind hugging, somebody that looks like that especially. But Jesus, God. Let the air out a little bit, okay? Like, let me breathe. Stevie Bauer. Wasn't that special?
Yes, it was.
I never got a hug like that from Johnny Depp when I had him on my show.
Or Johnny Dark.
Zeta. Or who?
Or Johnny Dark.
I don't want a hug from Johnny Dark. Oh, geez, I was thinking about lunch, too.
He could give you a big bear hug.
Oh, no.
But first you got to get bear.
Oh. And that bit of Mr. Radio, it's interesting how I've kept alive so many people who have disappeared, who vanished into relative obscurity. Stan Major, Johnny Dork, Mr. Ego. I've kept them alive.
Why'd you drive them away?
Yeah, drive them away. Mr. Radio, you're such a jerk. God, pathetic. Just pathetic. From Hawk, a big fan of your show. What is it? The Dan LeBastard Show is now on Twitter. If you don't know what Twitter is, the best I can explain to say it's a quick, easy, and free way for us to keep in contact with listeners. Well, this is to get me to promote Twitter. Mm-hmm. Well, tweet you soon, says Hawk. This is from the fake Tom Jicka. Now, why would Hawk be sending an email to the fake Tom Jicka unless the fake Tom Jicka was Hawk or one of them over there?
Uh-huh.
Right?
Right.
Right. So once again, the fake Tom Jicka's made a mortal mistake, just like that one on Friday about we. Remember that we this or we whatever it was, we, like the guy in Chronic from Lutz.
Mm-hmm.
I, we, you, we. We. So you like Mr. Pibb better than Tab or both crap?
None of the above, thank you very much.
Really? I think that would be a good poll someday. What product from the past do you miss the most that they no longer make?
That would be a good poll.
Isn't that a good poll?
Mm-hmm.
Like some kind of a food product.
Right. What
like,
food or drink do you wish they still made or something like that?
No, not food or drink, but what product?
Okay.
Try the product. What's the guy's name from Herbalife? Did we ever figure it out? Tony something?
I never did figure it out, yeah.
We never did find his name, the guy from Herbalife with a big head of black hair. Try the product. Use the product. Try the product. Use the product. Pyramid scam. They made a lot of money, and then he's dead. He tried the products. And his last words were,
I'm dying over here.
If I was in charge of WQAM for an hour, I would fire Joyce, 21, hire Randy Rhodes, 19, change to a non-sports talk format, 15. George voted 14 of those.
Yes, I did.
Put Neil on 8 hours a day, 11. Give George his own show, 10. Send everyone home and padlock the door, 8. That might happen. Fix the damn signal, 7. Rehire Hank Goldberg, 5. Hire Suds Coleman with 2 Ds, 5. Fire Joe Bell, 3. Fire the Big O, 1. Get rid of the Dolphin Games, 1. Change to an all-music format, none. 0. Attaboy, Greg. It's like the East Coast rappers and the West Coast rappers. Same dilemma. The real emailers and the fake emailers, you know. Wouldn't it be something if there was some way for us to know? I mean, John ZTR, you're right. He did do us a favor by coming out of the closet and identifying himself as many of the crank emailers. The mind behind many of them, including those 2 punks. Oh, you're really gay? We don't believe it. That crap. Which he fancied himself as quite the creative idiot with that crap. It was garbage. Pure garbage. See, what makes a bad fake email is when it's transparently fake right up from the get-go.
Well, he sent you that one giving people lessons.
People lessons on what?
How to write a fake email. That was one of the ones you read.
He's not, but we thank him profusely for all those flicks that he brought to George.
Absolutely. Sent them in the mail.
What is it?
Absolutely.
Oh, he sent them in the mail?
Yeah.
Boy, you didn't even have to leave the house.
Nope.
Nice going, John ZTR. You the man. Now, if we can find out who some of these other fakers are, the audience would love to know it. Like the fake Barry Jackass. Who the hell's that? Who is the fake Barry Jackass? The world is sitting on the edge of their collective seat, waiting, dying, breathing heavy, needing to find out, needing to know before 2 o'clock this afternoon. Don't you want to know?
No. I don't know who they are. I know what they are, and that's good enough for me.
Ass clowns?
Sure. Lifeless shut-ins. Game players.
Oh, several of whom are across the street, by the way. We know that for a fact. Oh, I got one here from the fake Steve Rondinero, which I'll get to momentarily. 10 minutes after 1 at QAM, we have
Grab my junior, honey.
Have you been abused in the workplace, raped or screwed? Place your career in my silky smooth hands. Hello, this is Norma Kent for the lore orifices of Norma Kent. If you need me to conduct business on your behalf, let me explore for you. It may take up to 13 months for me to explore, but I will explore for you. Call 1-800. There's so many men to explore. That's 1-800. Maybe I should not schedule syndication meetings for Christmas Day. If your cell phone does not work because you're in California, call 1-800. I want to keep Neil hostage to South Florida. Call now, and you will receive a free cell phone, one that works almost as good as mine.
Atta girl, Norma.
That wasn't my cell phone. His name is Cesar.
1:15 at 560 WQAM. So here's one from the real Johnny Dork, or not, ripping you an ass.
Of course.
What'd you do to Johnny that he's attacking you so much today?
Please.
Dare I say it? It says, I agreed with every word in that email you read from Mr. Radio. You turn on everyone, including me. I did nothing to you except dare to show up in the studio to have lunch with you as a friend. George is showing his cards today. He is the reason you had Glenn fired, so he could muscle into the show and gain your graces. He is nothing more than a Klingon and a game player. I wouldn't trust him as far as I could throw him, says the real or imaginary or hallucinatory Johnny Dark. I think that's good enough for a jingle. Not the one I can't play, but
Johnny Dark.
That one. I could play
Johnny Dark City.
that, Ass Clown, but I can't play it.
Hole.
Ah.
What?
Better watch it.
I'm just talking about my favorite music group.
You Klingon. You turn on everyone.
Yeah. Of course, anybody that was listening to the show in those days understands that the bird was long gone before we ever did show one together.
That's correct.
We had any occasion.
I called up Mike Disney. I said, I think we're going to get Glenn off the show. He's killing the show, and he's pouting and destroying the show.
Right. We met once about a year ago.
Before I hung up the phone, Disney was already down the hall on the way to speak to Glenn and say, bye-bye, before the phone hit the cradle. That's how anxious they were to unload that $50,000 a year charity.
A year.
What?
We met once a year before the bird was fired. I was nowhere near the show for months afterwards.
No, I had the good fortune to have Marvin on there.
That's right.
And then I had Nick Lawrence. Right?
No, the reverse. Nick Lawrence, then Marvin.
Really? Nick Lawrence got me those kids from that video, from that Elton John video.
Nick Lawrence used to produce for both you and Steve Kane, and then eventually he became Steve Kane's full-time producer.
Oh,
and
thank God.
Like Marvin in there.
I wonder how many of these emails are coming from Nick Lawrence.
None.
How do you know that?
That's not his style. The other cronies, probably, but not
Nick. You mean like Brian Craig?
Exactly, or Steve himself. Or his,
that one the other day,
his little cadre.
I want to challenge you to a debate.
You know, his fan club that he can all fit in his car. That's where they're coming from.
Right. Well, Nick Lawrence and I'll never forget the one night at Pompano Park years ago. And Mr. Ego was making an appearance there, which they rued the day that they spent money to bring him. He conned them because it was my sponsor. Therefore, Steve was going to show him about all the old yentas he could bring there. And he was accompanied by Brian Craig and Nick Lawrence. And I thought to myself, I just don't know people who go everywhere with the same small traveling entourage. You know what I mean? Klingons.
Yeah, right.
It was just bizarre to me. Strange. But nevertheless. Heath says, George said he is against talk radio. Excuse me, Neil. He is against you and his own pathetic show. What does he support? His indie music programmed by his daughter. George doesn't even care what he says. I agree with you. After half his comments, you need to say, what? He's the one mailing it in, says Heath. How do you like that? George.
You want to do an on-air chat room, man? Go right ahead. I'm right over here emailing people. How's that?
What does that mean?
I'm ignoring these people. I ignore them all day long. I ignore spam. I ignore those message boards. I ignore chat rooms. All day long.
Are you going to start this again like last week?
I'm not starting anything. These fake emailers, they have fun with them.
I am.
Go right ahead.
Go ahead. Okay. I will. And I do. Dow's down 59 point. I mean, if you want to talk to, I'm your friend. Hi, Ron.
I don't. Talk to them, but I don't know why you're knocking the message boards. What do you think is written on those message boards by the same stuff by the same people?
No, it's different stuff by the same people. You're just upset because Johnny Dark and you have had a falling out.
That's it.
Johnny Dark and the Bird.
Mm-hmm.
That was really something when he showed up at the front desk. And that wasn't you doing it, it was me. After we fed him that one day and he had nothing to say on the air.
That wasn't you doing it. I never booked a guest for the show.
No. He showed up uninvited after that one free lunch we gave him. Right. And Noslin or whatever goofball came back, said, Johnny Dark's at the front desk. He said he's here to have lunch with you guys again. And I said, tell him goodbye. Goodbye. Bye-bye. Go away. No way, Jose. Remember that day?
Yep.
That wasn't George doing it. That was me.
That was him.
Talk about being a Klingon. Trying to insinuate your way into the show. Can you imagine him as anybody's sidekick? Yes.
Wow.
I think he wanted the $50,000 a year and the free meals every day, like the Bird.
Sure,
the
it was
Bird
a great
taught him
deal.
well. The Dow is down to 6,567 points. It's down 60 points right now, and this is what's going to happen when we wake up one day and it's going to say Dow 100. What are we going to do then?
I don't
I'm
know.
not going to do anything because I don't have any stock. I don't have any stock. Let's see what Sirius is doing. Norman. Well, that Norman, he's got that blog to deal with, and then he's got that fantasy baseball, and the Sirius is 15 cents. Whoa. It was actually up to 16 at one point today, but now it's back to 15 cents. Aren't you impressed?
Medium impressed.
You think it's a selling opportunity at 15 cents? I think so. Sell like hell. Oh, yeah. That's what Maria would say. Sell like hell. Maria, you ought to be in prison. You and all those other grave robbers there. And that Jim Cramer, he definitely belongs. Somewhere I had an article about that. In my pile. Oh, Saudis order 40 lashes for elderly woman for mingling. Mingling. That was her offense.
She wasn't co-mingling, was she?
Where the hell's my article about CNBC? I guess I didn't print it out. I put it on the website. That is, if Fatso puts it on there. He must have had a wild weekend, because yesterday morning, or Saturday morning, stories got on there real late. And keep in mind, Tubby, that I get up real early on the weekends. Real early, like 4:35 in the morning. Saturday night, turned the clocks ahead, so I got up at 6 a.m. on yesterday morning, but it was really only 5 a.m. Standard time. Catch my drift?
I do. I caught it.
Oh, Mark Hughes, Herbalife, still dead, says Paul. Thank you, Paul.
Thank you.
Mark Hughes, the guy with the big head of black hair.
Mm-hmm.
Try the products. Use the products. Try the products. Try the products. That's all he kept saying. Try the products. And they're still in business. Herbalife.
By the way, I'm checking out a fun ball over here. So.
Uh-oh.
Just warning you. Turning the mic off so I can cough.
No, don't turn the mic off.
No.
Leave it on for effect. Oh, good.
I already got the most of it out.
Did you?
Phlegm ball.
Did you dig it out like with a spoon?
Yeah, a big one.
I think that would be a great invention. You know how when you go to the dentist, they've got that kind of curved tube they put down your throat to keep the water...
The saliva sucking tube.
Yeah, that's right. I think they ought to have like a long tube. You can stick down your throat and suck all the saliva out of there when you get like lots of mung, Not saliva, all the phlegm.
The mucus.
The mucus sucker.
It makes us pucus.
I bet you Ron Popeil could make one of those in about 10 minutes. Come on, Ron, you can do it. Haven't heard from him in a long time. That was the real Ron Popeil, by the way, that day. See, I just do that just to aggravate the hell out of you.
It just twists me right up.
Please disregard the previous email I sent out about Neil taking a personal day tomorrow. Neil will be on tomorrow, Lee. Attaboy, Lee, he's on top of it. A little bit slow on this one. I will be here tomorrow. It's a good thing I looked that up online, that whole deal about visas and stuff. Oh, you can't just show up there and like all of a sudden, here you go. You know what I mean?
I do.
Especially now after 9/11. Everything's a big song to dance. Everything like, oh, well, that's going to take 8 to 10 weeks and whatever.
Well, it's always a good idea to see if a place takes appointments, because then you can walk in past everybody, like the DMV and places like that.
Right.
A lot of people don't know.
That's all they do is take appointments.
Right. Well, that's that. But some places you can make appointments, but it's optional. You can do walk-in, but if you have an appointment, you get in faster than everybody. So it's always a good idea to call, is the moral of the story.
Well, I'm going to call as soon as we get to 2 o'clock. I'm going to call. Then at like 2:15, if I send you a message, say, oh, guess what? Sorry, but I won't be there tomorrow.
Go ahead.
I'm sure that's not going to happen.
You'll have to send out yet another email. So.
Yeah, that'll keep Lee busy all afternoon. He can keep saying, oh, please disregard the previous 2 and go back to the first one and go back to square one. Whatever, If I feel like being here, I'll be here. And if not, Thursday we get out of here at noon because of that stupid UM basketball game. You know who told me that? PR Ralph.
Thanks, Ralph.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Ralph. I hear Wednesday we have a whole show 10 to 2, 4 hours.
We should put out a press release.
Yeah. No, PR Ralph can do it. He's a PR man anyway. It's one thing about this regime, man. We sure get some great people. I'll tell you, fabulous job by Flea on my 33rd anniversary show. That was really big. Had telegrams, balloons, party favors coming in from all over the world. Bottles in Lake Ontario with message in a bottle. Do people really... I guess they did do that a long time ago. People stranded on an island.
I reckon.
And then like 100 years later, it floats up on shore somewhere. Oh, here's a message from somebody who's dead now, but boy.
Wow, look at that. They're desperate. They're starving over there.
So it's always a good idea to take a waterproof ballpoint pen, or maybe better, a pencil. Although I think if you write it in pencil, when you put it in the water, if you get a little water in there, probably not be too good.
Yeah,
an indelible
ink.
Waterproof pen.
There you go.
For being stranded on desert islands. Always carry one like in your pocket. Close to your...
Rectum.
Yeah. Close to the vest.
I have no foreskin.
If you missed the Neil Rogers show yesterday on 610 WIOD, you missed this.
Is this the Bird?
Yeah.
Bird, how you doing?
Okay.
Listen, do me a favor, play anything, because I can't stand listening to you. You sound like a douche. Just do me a favor, play anything.
Well, can I ask you a question before you go?
Oh, God, you sound so stupid. I hate to talk to you. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, why did you call me? I didn't call you.
No, just to tell you not to say anything. Just play something. Oh, God, I can't stand it.
Well, then why are you listening?
No, play something already.
Why won't you answer my...
I can't stand him.
You won't... See, he won't talk to me. Oh, we got a car here. Hello?
Oh, geez, we got a car. We got to move on. He was right, though. Then why are you listening? That's the operative question.
Yep.
Just like the hate emails. Although the hate emails, we know most of them are coming from across the street because they get their jollies over there from the show.
Oh, that's an understatement.
They do. They're obsessed.
I know.
Obsessed.
That's what gets them off.
Sid the Kid and Leviturd and Stu Gotts and that whole crowd over there. And Mark Hockmeyer and Ishkane Chinek. The fake Tom Jickett says, boy, it sounds like Johnny's comments are getting to George. Must be some truth to it. Sounds like Johnny was trying to do to George what George did to the Bird. Says the fake Tom Jickett. Speaking of emails from across the street, Rooster Choo Choo is back. He says, amen. Mr. Radio is completely right. His analysis of your nihilistic ways are exactly correct. Why do you treat people so miserably? Especially those people actually like you and your show. Mr. Radio probably emails too much, but that doesn't mean he hasn't contributed material to the show, which means this is him.
Right.
And doesn't mean that he's wrong in this respect. Maybe you hate your father so much that now you take it out on people who show you any bit of affection because you don't want to get hurt again. Yeah.
Is he going to charge you for all this psychotherapy?
No, it's free.
Okay.
P.S. Johnny Dark is absolutely right about George, too. No charge. George, take off your mask and reveal yourself as the parasite that you are. And you think these aren't amusing? I find them just hysterical. But then again, you and I have got different sense of humor.
To say the least.
Dow is down 70 points, 65.57. It was 14,000 a few weeks ago. Oh, here we go again. Joey Reynolds with a picture of him itself. Oh, I wouldn't be surprised if George did stab the Bird in the back to get the job. I never liked the little guy. He seemed like a twerp. I liked Marvin and Nick much better. I would even like Miami's own Johnny Mac before I would George. He's such a malcontent and bore. I'd get him off the air. Give that flea a chance. Yeah, give Peace a chance, Joey. The fake Joey with a picture. They're in a feeding frenzy today. It's great.
Yes, he is.
It is?
Yes, it is.
I mean, it's no, I'm your friend. Quarter schlock guy here, quarter schlock guy. I mean, I don't know. It's like death by hanging or death by electric chair. It's a tough choice. It's a tough decision. Now, we do have a few minutes here. We could take some calls, but I'm not going to. You want to know why?
Because you don't want to?
Right. I don't want to. I ain't going to. We got only 26 minutes to go, of which 8 minutes are spots. So that means we got 18 minutes to go, and I'm going to start taking calls. You better get a life adjustment, mister, or anybody out there who thinks I'm taking calls. I'm your friend. They're just sitting there on the edge of their seats waiting for the green light. Remember that song, 1, 2, 3, green light? What was it? By the 1910 Fruit Gum Company. Was that the name of that song?
Gonna find out.
Oh, George has got it in his massive collection. I bet you got Yummy, Yummy, Yummy. I Got Love in My Tummy by the 1910 Fruit Gum Company.
I don't have no green light song.
1, 2, 3, green light? I'm going to look it up.
But I have that.
Yummy, yummy, yummy.
Ohio Express, by the way.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yummy, 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 I got love in my tummy.
Now, what was the group I said? The 1910
Fruit Gum Company. But you're looking for some green something. Green.
1, 2, 3, green light. Something. 1, 2, 3. I don't know.
There is a 1, 2, 3 in here. Yeah, there it is. Red light. No wonder it.
1, 2, 3, red light. The 1910 Fruit Gum Company. What'd I tell you? You better get your light straightened out, mister. We'll report you to FEMA if you don't get your light straightened out. Classic. You don't like that?
I like it fine.
Now, what's the other 1910 Fruit Gum Company stuff you got? Oh, so the Ohio Express did Yummy, 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 I've Got Love in My Tummy. What incredible lyrics that is, baby. Now, what's the bit? What's the chicken egg bit? Oh, it's a religious one.
That's right.
What is it?
The Bible says.
Oh, the Bible says.
And then there's...
What is that?
Indian giver.
Oh.
Every good Christian knows a game to play, and it's not so very hard to do. You fail. The name of the game is the Bible says, and you interpret it the way we do. Tell people you know the way. The Bible says. Invite them to your house. The Bible says. Take their possessions away. The Bible says. And then you burn it down. You can get somebody to believe anything if you make the Bible say it's true. No matter what you do, you can be guilt-free. The Lord will always forgive you. Pick up a poisonous snake. The Bible says. Wave it all around. The Bible says. Find an abortion clinic. The Bible says. And shoot a doctor down. Everybody pray along with me, okay? Come on, you young Republicans. Beat the crap out of your kids. The Bible says. You're Deuteronomy bound. The Bible says. Go on a pilgrimage. The Bible says. And pass the Kool-Aid around. The Bible says. Fight off the chicken's head. The Bible says. To make a sacrifice. You've got the hang of it now. The Bible says. O'Neill.
Yeah.
That's it.
Oh, that's all I wrote.
Spread 'em and say cheese.
Take your coat and shove it. I ain't gonna work him no more. I've had enough of all the primitive fairy tales and folklore. Down I'm getting tired of giving money away to all the Christian corporate whores. You can take your God and shove it.
Oh, God.
I ain't worshiping him no more. Well, I was a Christian, soldier of God, believer all these years. All that time I followed every word of the scriptures written by queers. Get your keys, say he's a powerful God and an all-knowing in a mighty way. Except in 9/11 when he must have been gone on a busman's holiday. Take your God and shove it.
All right.
I ain't gonna worship him no more.
No.
Shove the year all right if you're with us, 'cause everybody else is wrong. And I'm getting tired of watching people die in the name of an invisible Lord. So take your God and shove it.
Oh.
I ain't worshiping him no more. Take your God and shove it. I ain't worshiping him no more.
Okay, 144 QAM. The fake Steve Rondinero says, good afternoon, Neil. I would like to let you know that I'm very perplexed about all these fake emailers to your show. At first I thought maybe these were all real people emailing. I had a long and very positive conversation with WSBN investigative reporters Carmel Cafaro and Patrick Fraser. They seem to think that your boss, Joe Bell, is behind this fiasco. Carmel says the proof is in the pudding. Unfortunately, Patrick thinks it's a hoax by Clarence. Well, sir, I just want to inform you that we're working hard at unmasking these fakers. We'll keep in touch. Steve Rondinero. How do you like that? They're working on it.
I'll bet.
Here's one from Diluted Maggot. He says, George rocks. I named my bong after him. Aren't you proud?
As Punch? At least
Here's
it was
one from
bong.
Carney. Carney says, leave George alone.
Thanks, Carney.
Exactly.
When's that video going to pop up?
Oh, is that, what is that under? Leave Brittany alone.
I don't know. I hope you still have it, though.
Oh, I do have it. It's in here.
Classic. You know, they were actually talking about giving that thing a talk show for about 5 minutes.
Really? The thing?
Yeah. The thing that did that.
Oh, I know what you're talking about, the thing. What the hell do I have that under? I'll never find it.
I don't know. Brittany, maybe?
Well, I'm looking under Brittany.
Because I don't have it digitized.
Oh, my God. What?
I don't have it digitized. It's on a CD somewhere.
Brittany's crotch.
Room.
Leave Brittany alone. Leave her alone. It's not under that. Is it under leave? Leaving Las Vegas.
Leaves?
No, I can't find it.
Oh, well.
I mean, it's good, but it's not that good. Carney says, seriously, George contributes things to the show that these sorry-ass punks don't even realize. Great sounds, recording gag songs. You record gag songs?
Just this morning.
If you don't stop saying that. I mean, things that I don't even realize, says Carney. George, just ignore these idiots. Hey, speaking of sounds, I sent over George a WAV file of Jack Nicholson laughing. That's very funny. You guys ever get it? Toodle, says British Carney.
Thank you, Carney. I don't think I did.
Oh. He didn't get it, Carney. Toodles. Oodles of toodles. Susie says, oh, this is sad. A Johnny Dark story. You ready for it? You strapped in?
I'm strapped in it on.
Hey, Neil, I was out with friends about a year ago. A guy comes up to talk and asked me to dance. We talked briefly, discovered we had a mutual friend who's a DJ at the Coast. Then he handed me his business card. As soon as I saw his full name, and before I could help myself, I started singing, Johnny Dark's an ass clown. He looked stunned, and I felt terrible. I apologized, but I still think it was pretty damn funny. It was hysterical, Susie. Isn't that funny?
Medium funny.
Johnny Dark's an ass clown. We can't say that.
I'm sure he's proud.
Word. What?
I'm sure he's proud of that jingle.
Poor Johnny. So misunderstood.
By?
I don't know. By somebody. Barry Jackass. The phone bit is called Phone Lines by Mitch Lewis. Don't got it, Barry. We're not going to waste our time running around. Oh, did you ever find us? It's yada yada. He goes on and on and on. The fake Barry. Wouldn't you like to be a fly on the wall across the street while they're sitting around?
No. Absolutely not.
At their computers?
Absolutely not.
Tapping out this swill?
No.
You wouldn't?
No, absolutely not. Not for a second.
Keep in mind that Barry has an incestuous relationship with our friends across the street.
They're beneath my notice.
No, they're not.
Yeah, they are.
You like
Trust
it?
No.
Scott in Pinellas Park says, Ohio Express. Best song they ever did was Beg, Borrow, and Steal. Not a piece of bubblegum crap. If George wants a copy, I have it on MP3. I bet you got it in there, Ohio Express. Beg, Borrow, and Steal. If you got Yummy, 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 I got love in my tummy. You don't?
I don't have it. Send it.
Send it along, Scott. Beg, Borrow, and Steal. I remember it. If I heard it, I'd say, oh, yeah.
No, got lots of Ohio players, but no...
No, not the Ohio players. The Ohio Express. Yummy, Yummy, Yummy. Oh, my God. Todd says, I unfortunately flipped onto MSNBC while making lunch. And Andrea Mitchell had just finished saying to Aaron Burnett, oh, well, one more bad news on the economy. They both laughed. Real funny, bitch. What evil bastard decided to put the wife of Woody Allen Greenspan on the air for any reason, much less to talk about an economy that her fossil husband helped to destroy? And like you said, all they run are prison shows all weekend. Oh, yeah. Lock up. Whoever made that programming decision ought to be locked up. Lock up. Talk about morbid and depressing. So who's going to watch this crap after they bankrupt us all and throw us all in jail? Just relax, Todd. Go finish making lunch. This too shall pass. Right? Like a gallstone. This too shall pass. Garth says, cheap shot. He said, I took a cheap shot. The difference between... The only Garth I know is the guy who used to work at Miami International. He was What do you call the guys that, work the gates? Like the luggage guy? What do they call those guys? Something.
Yeah.
He was a good guy. We used to have chats every time I'd be coming up here, back in the day.
Right.
Garth. That's the only Garth I know. I sure hope it's not him. He says the difference between Bayside then and Brickell downtown now is that tens of thousands of young people have actually moved into downtown over the past 3 years, whereas then nobody actually lived there. Well, good. I'm happy for them, and I'm happy for you, Garth. I'm happy you're happy. It was not a cheap shot. It was an accurate reflection of my attitude about Brickell and about Bayside and about, South Beach. If you're all whipped up and excited about it, great. I'm happy for you. Like a lot of people like plain vanilla ice cream. That's great. There's lots of it around, man. Tons. Gobs and globs. So anyway, this Vanity Fair article is written by Mark Seal, The Godfather Wars. After I do the poll, if I have a second, let me just mention, I sure don't have time to read it. It's 189 pages. It's an article that's like 650 pages. 203 votes on the poll. If I was in charge of WQAM for 1 hour, I would fire Joyce 44, hire Randy Rhodes 35, fix the damn signal 21. Put Neil on 8 hours a day, 21. Change to a non-sports format, 21. Give George his own show, 18. Rehire Hank Goldberg, 15. Nice job there, by the way, Jolly Joe. After he canned Hank, that's when we started going in the tank. That's when the numbers started vanishing. When he tried to rebuild, Yep. Jolly Joe. Send everyone home and padlock the door at 12. Hire Studs Coleman with 1D now, 7. Thank you, Eric. Fire Joe Bell, 4. Fire the Big O, 3. Change to an all-music format, 3. Get rid of the Dolphin games, only 1. It says, in many ways, the men who made The Godfather, director Francis Ford Coppola, producer Al Ruddy, Paramount executives Robert Evans and Peter Bart, and Gulf and Western boss Charles Bluhdorn, whatever his name was, were as ruthless as the gangsters in Mario Puzo's Blockbuster. After violent disputes over the casting of Marlon Brando and Al Pacino, they tangled with the real-life mob, which didn't want the movie made at all. The author recalls how the clash of Hollywood sharks, mafia kingpins, and cinematic geniuses shaped a Hollywood masterpiece, plus video, more photos, and a late-breaking story of how a Jersey family mentored the cast. How do you like that?
Uh-huh.
I wonder if they mentored Frankie Pentangeli. Cannot get him out of my mind. Frankie Five Angels. Yeah. Michael Corleone did this, and Michael Corleone did that. I said, yeah, sure. His brother had that kind of like confused, mean look on his face, didn't he?
He was confused, all right. Like, what? Yeah. What's going on here?
Like that guy in Vancouver who was confused, and they tasered him, and he, died.
O'Neill.
You're listening.
It's Dave in Miami town. Oh, at 560 WQAM.
Grandma and Grandpa, it's coming real
TV switch, a better picture for you. It's the zenith, then the kitchen is not exactly new. Here's some easy instructions to help you watch it too. Okay, listen close, Grandma. You can't use a foil antenna anymore. Oh, your picture won't be snowy, it's just gone. There's all kinds of different channels, clear and crisp and bright, that you won't see, cause your old set is still in black and white. Go to http://www.ettd.gov and order a converter box. Okay, Grandma, unplug your RF cable from the old splitter on the back of your TV and use the coax cable that comes with your converter box. Grandma, plug one end into the RF out port, plug the other end into the RF in port. Don't soil your new flannels, cause after all your high-tech hassle, you got brand new channels that look just like before. Grandma, just listen to the radio. Bye, bye, bye.